Yeah.
over you.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw Ken.
Hey,
Yeah.
K5DNL. I've been asking
there he-
about you. I haven't seen you in years.
how are you doing, Sam?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, my ears were burning, so I figured I better get on.
Yeah,
Well, good.
You got to get on when those ears burn because we thought you fell in a hole.
I thought he got his leg wrapped up in one of those antennas he's got out there and got eaten by wolves or something.
I've been building solar panels
On the roof or on the ground?
on the ground.
Good, good.
He's got to power all that equipment and stuff he's got set up.
Yeah. I would love to do that, but I just can't. I don't know. Just can't get myself to spend the money.
Yeah, it's spent a lot of money for a little returns, what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I think if we were in California, it'd be an easy choice. But our power's so cheap here. I did a survey on what it would take to get rid of my electric bill, and it's got like a 30-year payback. I mean, it's
Well,
I'm not going to be around in 30 years. So.
I'm not trying to get rid of my electric bill. I'm trying to supplement it.
Yeah. Yeah, I even looked at what it would take just to get it down to like what my electric bill is now. In other words, make up for the summer, the surge in the summer, and but it still was, just like a 14-year payback. And I don't know. I just can't get myself to lay out that kind of money.
If you build it yourself, it'll pay back much quicker than that because you won't have as much money in it.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at doing all the work myself and, just buying the panels and the inverters and all that. But then I also found out that the city of Oklahoma City is not exactly real friendly. I have to have an engineering study done, and I have to get permits, and I have to hire a licensed electrician to do all the hookup.
Well,
I mean,
it's that way pretty much all over Oklahoma. And that's why I'm not going full blast at it, because I don't expect to generate enough to feed back into the grid, just enough to lower my bill.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to grid tie and, hopefully make enough in the winter even to help, just offset the bill in the summer some. But
yeah, that costs you $20,000 to do that.
Yep. Yep, I was looking at about 20, and
yeah.
Actually, what stopped me is I got my property tax bill, and they went up like 40% on me or something like that. So, I mean, I was glad I hadn't pushed the button, or I wouldn't have been able to pay my taxes. So, anyway.
Anybody got any projects they are looking to have fixed or assisted by us able or not so able folks?
It's early yet, Mark.
That's right.
Well, I got something while everybody's kind of thinking if they want to jump out there or not. I'm looking for an HF antenna, and I don't care. I might try to put one on the inside of the upstairs in the attic. I don't want to have to run another tube outside, but if I have to, I will. But was wondering if I could rig up something up in the attic for an HF antenna.
Is this just for a receive antenna or a transmit antenna?
Both.
Well, when you transmit the antenna, you're going to get an awful lot of interference into your TV and everything else, because you're putting RF into all the wires that's laying in the attic.
Yeah. Okay.
I will tell you, every one of us has probably done it, and none of us has gone back to one, is probably my guess.
I put up a CB antenna, a CB dipole up in my attic, and it still wiped out the stereo. 5 watts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way back before the ham days.
It is always a neat idea, but you're so close to your own electronics. The RF into the receive is usually really annoying. And then, like we've just stated there, when you hit the transmit key, it causes all kinds of grief. We had somebody on from Chickasha, I think Rob from Chickasha area, that put one on, and he said, yeah, when I hit the transmitter, the video game starts to play itself. Yeah.
Yeah, and had one friend that the burglar alarm would sound every time he'd key up.
Oh.
And another guy that I knew, when he keyed up, the fan motor in his central heat would come on.
Well, even in my Avalanche on certain frequencies, when I key up, the air conditioner fan goes into spasms and starts blowing really hard.
It's really not a very good idea to put one in your attic. Even a receive antenna, it picks up all the noise from all the electronics.
Yeah, Mark, can you show Clayton? Can you show your indoor antenna that you've got sitting right by you?
Yeah, hold on a second here. I'm going to have to unplug a few things here to make this work.
If that was the one, Mark, if that's the one you had last week, I think I remember. Yeah, that one. Yeah,
A loop.
Yep.
Is that a homemade loop, Mark?
Yes, it is. This is what I call a Ken special.
Hey, I've got one of those.
Yeah. And it works absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
For receive.
For receive.
I've got one right here.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know if anybody can see it or not.
Let me
Got
get
a little tuning capacitor
Tin Ken.
down at the bottom.
Yep.
That's nice.
And it peaks up on 20 meters. I can copy a lot of FTH stuff from right here in the shack. But, you know, it's a receive only thing. Directional.
Mark's is the one him and Kim put together. The capacitor they use is 2 pieces of tin foil with a piece of parchment paper between them.
Yep.
And we keep daring him to try to transmit through it, just see how big a flame it'll make. But
No. I can't tell you that I even did it today, even on FT8 on 20 meters. Picked up Spain, received Spain, of course, got the East Coast and West Coast. And I did have one that popped up today. It surprised me. I don't know who it was. In Oklahoma, an N5TAN. He popped up today. Normally, you don't see very many in the middle of the country. I did get Utah and I did get Arizona, but mostly the West Coast and East Coast. I did get South America.
N5 TANs in Choctaw, Oklahoma.
Well, he came on today. First one I've seen in Oklahoma in a long time. It just popped up. But no, this antenna works super. And that's setting on a table in the house. And it works very well.
Oh, that's Stan Hall. Okay.
no problem with your HOA, and the price was right.
You betcha. I've got another HF antenna I'm going to put on the roof. It's a end-fed that I'm going to run out to a fence and see how well it receives as opposed to the loop.
So, Mike, now that we talked you out of a roof and attic antenna, what are you going to use?
Well, I don't know now. I'm glad I asked the question though before I got all the way down the rabbit hole.
Well,
Yeah.
How much room you have, Mike?
Well, I don't have a whole lot of room. I've got for my VHF antenna. I've just at the peak. I used an old satellite arm, and I mounted the antenna on that and stuck that up above the roof line. But so I don't know if maybe I can run maybe a couple of wires or run a wire off that to the ground, and I don't know if that would work or not. But I'm going to have to rethink some things here, I think.
Build you one of these loops and put up there.
Well, that's an option too.
From the way Ken showed me this one here, you could do this for under $10.
I like the price.
Yeah. And it works super. Like I said, on receive, I can tell you it works great.
What about like a half wave end fed around the gutter or something, you know, around the eaves of the house, something kind of discreet, but anyway, just a thought. I don't know how they, Mark, I don't know how they do when they make bends. Mine does really well, but it's a straight shot out to the back. So
My end fed that I'm gonna put up, the second one here, is better than the one I had before. And I just use the vents up there on the roof and run it around the vent and down to a fence at the back. And it receives this. The other one received okay, but this one ought to receive a whole lot better. And hopefully in the future, transmit real well.
Mike, do you have a big enough backyard to put a vertical out in the middle of it?
Oh, no. No. Not at this place. Hopefully the next place that we end up with, I'm going to have a little extra land where I can put a tower out there.
Yeah. It doesn't take very much room to put up a vertical for some of the higher bands, you know. 40 meters, 33-foot vertical. And that will also work on 15 meters good. So that'd give you 2 bands with no loading coils and pretty easy to do.
Okay.
But you said that vertical needs to be about 30 feet up?
33 feet long, like a ground mounted vertical, 33 feet long with about 2 radials, minis you can put down, 8 or 16, and feed it with 50 ohm coax, and it'll work on 40 and 15 meters.
I was looking at, I think it was a Cushcraft down at Ham Radio Outlet. They were really pushing them, and they claimed I wouldn't need any radials here in Oklahoma, but
That's baloney.
yeah, that's what I thought. You know, they're on commission, so.
I've
Ken,
seen guys get
what,
away with just a ground rod, you know, just a ground rod at the base of the antenna. And it, you know, like Ken says, it performs better when you can put more radials up. 16 is plenty, you know, if you don't go any more than that.
Who is N5UWY?
Peter Law.
Oh, freaking me out with this video. This snake keeps coming out of it.
Guess who got their second COVID shot today?
All right. Good for you.
I don't know if that's a known side effect, that thing that came out of me, but
It is now, you know. It's,
yeah.
by the way, I
Hey,
wasn't
Ken,
being,
what were the
wasn't being
bands you
critical.
said
the
I
other
could-
day. Go ahead.
33 foot, 33 feet is quarter wave for 40 meters. And
Okay.
it'll also work on 15. 40 meters has really been good lately. So, and single band antennas, in this case, it's a 2-band, but you have very good luck with mono band antennas.
So for HF, are those the 2 I need to kind of focus on, at least starting as 40 and 15, or
I don't know. I like 20, and I do a lot on 20 in my truck and here, but 20 and 40 are the 2 that I really look at. But
15 is probably not open for a while yet with the propagation. It's
40 meters is really hopping lately.
yeah, so
20 and 40 are the 2.
This is a real 20 meters is always good.
Yeah.
It's always
Okay.
good. But
Well, it's probably more in the daytime and then 40 more in the night.
Yeah, you'll get openings on 15 in the afternoons, but it's
yeah, when they open,
fewer than on 17 and way fewer than 20, and it'll get better.
40 meters has been good. 20 meters on FT8 is just so crowded you can't even. I get disgusted with it, and at 40 is almost that bad.
Yeah.
That's why I got on 160 the other morning. It wasn't so crowded.
Ken,
Are-
weren't you
are there
playing
any-
on that like 630 and some of that's the really high stuff?
630 at low band.
Or was it 160 that you were doing all that?
No, 630. 630 and 20. You do 2200 too, don't you?
630 and 2200 meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
You copied me on 2200 that one time. Remember?
Where no man has gone
Yes.
before.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
radio's not very good on that. Below about 250, my radio is not that great.
Well, most of them really drop off down below the broadcast band.
I think
Yeah, I've been chasing non-directional beacons lately, and
Yeah, I told you.
I can get some. I got DDP over in Puerto Rico, but
Really?
yeah, but
that's
that's it.
pretty good.
That's it. I forget where he is. He's up toward closer to the broadcast band than
Mhm.
some of the other stuff.
I guess that one that used to be down by Slaughterville, is it not there anymore?
The HMY is there's a NOTAM out for it that says it'll be back in April.
Yeah.
What year?
It's not going to be 2021, but it usually if they go unserviceable in a NOTAM, there's probably no way to put. Well, I guess they could decommission it, but
Well,
and
that's really-
Seminole's the same way.
See, the other thing, Peter, is they're out of helicopters. They had 4,
So they're not in a hurry, is
Yeah.
what you're saying?
they had 4 helicopters destroyed in that 106 mile an hour wind burst thing.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
that's
they're
a really
going
good
away.
way-
NDBs are going away.
That's a good way to tweak your antenna and your equipment on low band is
Yeah.
on those aircraft
Yeah.
beacons.
Yeah, RG is still there on 350. It went off for about a
That-
week and a half, but it came back. And of
That
course,
thing is strong. It blasts me
It's-
out over here.
it's listed at 400, but it's wide. As I'm sure you know, you don't have to be tuned to 350 to hear it.
Yeah.
You could be tuned to 355, 340.
Is that who's
That's-
Yeah, it's at
well,
the
Roger.
FAA.
oh
Yeah. I expect it'll be one of the last to go because there's probably some guy that doesn't want to see them disappear that works there. So
Yeah.
no, they probably have to have one running as a demo, so if they need to repair the others, they can go back and look at it.
yeah, trace out the tubes and stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They're dropping like flies. There's still a lot of them on there, but they're basically obsolete.
But I still copy that one in Amarillo all the time.
Amarillo? Oh, I don't know that one.
AM.
Oh, really?
Da-da.
Well, I knew that, but yeah. I get DNI down in Denison all the time, and I get it's the one in Ardmore. AI or AE? I guess it's AI.
It's been so long since I listened for those. You got me started the other day a little bit, but they're kind of fun to do.
Yeah, they kind of are. And it's they're going away. So listen now, or at some point in the pretty near future, you won't be able to listen to them at all. So I think we should expand. Once the beacons are gone, we should get permission to expand 630.
Yeah. There's a 630 is not a very big band, but
No.
we're using narrow mode digital stuff, and there's plenty of room there. We're not even using the upper part of it at all.
Still, we should grab this. We should grab the spectrum if we can. There's a proposal out for an 8-meter band around 40 megahertz. I think that'd be another fun one because nobody's using it anymore. We might as well use it.
8 megahertz.
Nope.
No, 8 meters,
8
40
meters.
megahertz.
40 megahertz.
Huh?
Seems
This
like
is-
there's a 70 megahertz band in Europe.
That's another one we should try to get. 4 meters. Then we'd have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
More bands we don't use. I mean, yeah, great idea.
Yeah, yeah. It's a problem. It really is a problem.
12 and then 24.
Well, and you probably saw the newsletter last week, I think it was, that FCC's showed the auction value of the 3.7 gigahertz band. $81 billion is what they sold our 3 gigahertz band
Yeah.
to the cell phone guys.
Yep. That's
They'll
what
make
it's
that
all
up in one weekend.
Yeah.
I wonder, it would be interesting, and somebody's probably done this, but it'd be interesting to trace all that stuff back and see how many companies that bought these things went bankrupt and the bankers ended up owning worthless licenses because nobody actually wants that. I mean, yeah, they got 80 whatever billion, but do they actually
220 was
ever
when they carved out our 220? That never went.
Yeah, and 800 megahertz is hardly used for cell phones at all anymore. I don't know. It just seems like there's an awful lot of
Tiny.
spectrum they're using for stuff that I don't know.
Okay.
Obviously, somebody thinks it has value, but
I'm showing the video of Ken's favorite DX Commander vertical, and it's just a pole with a bunch of wires, one for each band, which is just, I still keep thinking it's such an elegant, stupid, easy way to do it. And
well,
it's
the
like a
way I
fan
look at that-
dipole vertically.
why buy that stuff? It's easy to build.
Wait, oh yeah, you can build it. Yeah.
Is that Ken in the picture?
Yeah, that's Ken.
About 3 years ago, 4.
Yeah, been a few
Yeah,
years. That'd be a number of years.
Without a hat. See, if he takes a hat off, that's what he looks like.
It's easy to build, but it's not very expensive at all. In terms of just buying the equipment, the pole is $80, and the hardware kit was $50, which included all of the. I mean, you can build it for less, but it's only a few dollars compared to, some of the fancy verticals, and the wire. Most of us have got scrap wire around, or you can buy it cheap. So it's really a cheap date, even if you buy it. But
That's a lot tied up.
cheaper date if you build it.
Yeah.
A lot
So are
tied
they
up in
just
stainless
relying-
steel nuts there, or is that
Pardon?
part of the kit?
That's
All
part of
those stainless steel wing nuts part of the kit?
That's the kit.
One of the kits come. I mean, if you buy the whole kit, you get the clamps, the hose clamps, all of the metric hardware, everything. You get everything you
So how much
need, including
is,
wire, for
What's
like
the price? What's the price of the whole kit?
100. What I think it's 150, 60-ish.
that's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
So-
Enough
so
for
is
what you
this-
get.
This is just a bunch of different length wires connected to the same feed point, and it's just relying on the impedance for the RF to figure out where to go. Is that what's going on
Basically,
here?
It's a vertical fan.
It's a fan vertical.
It's like a fan dipole.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a fan vertical. And
Okay.
if you
Stupid
have
easy.
adequate radials, everybody up there gets happy. There is some potential for interaction,
Oh yeah,
but
but so
you
what?
tune that out by
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
with the individual, and it gets out good.
How
can
about
tell-
somebody drop some information in the chat there so we can.
I can tell you from experience that Ken and I set this antenna up last year at field day down at the fire station, about 50 feet from the building. And we did it in about 25, 30 minutes and ran inside and hooked it up to a rig, and it was picking up super. And it was used for the actual field day, and they made lots of contacts on it.
No, we'll have it again. We'll set it up again.
Does
So-
the shoe come with it? I assume that's what you mounted in. Is that shoe there?
There must be.
The Ken says, "What do you want to try it?" I said, "Well, shoot. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else." And
The whole point of field day, right?
yeah,
We never really needed to set anything else up, but
no,
No,
we
it
didn't
wasn't,
touch it.
it wasn't really set up very well. 20, 40, and 15 were really pretty good. The 10-meter element needed a little tweaking. And
So
yeah, I know. I mean, but
Yeah, I mean, you
But
just
I
said
ran
it worked really
300
well on 3 bands. I call that a win.
Yeah.
I ran like
Yeah.
300 contacts on the 40 and 20 overnight, and never. I mean, just never messed with it. Just clicked the button and took off and running.
Okay,
I'm to find
so
where their website is on the.
so this is how tall when it's fully extended?
32 feet.
32. Okay.
That's it?
That's it.
And that coax is fed at the top, I gather. Is that
Nope.
what I'm looking at here?
Nope.
Oh,
That's
this
the
is the
base.
bottom?
Yeah.
Right at the base.
Oh, we're looking at the bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Looking at the
And-
bottom.
So what's holding the vertical wires that's coming off of that plate?
yeah.
There they go.
Is
There
there,
they go.
is there another plate up higher up or?
Yep, right
Right.
there.
Yeah.
There are plates just to guide and
Spacers.
separate
Yeah.
the wires
Yeah,
as you go
Okay.
up. They're all plastic and, or nylon or something.
Yeah, metal would be bad.
An
for that.
exotic, yeah, metal would be awful. But they're exotic. There's some fancy blend, but it doesn't matter
Sure.
anyway. But you can do it with any non-conductive.
Unobtainium.
Yeah. Well,
Have any of
so-
you guys ever looked at my unipole antenna?
Yeah.
That reminded me of that. It's got those
Yep.
wires
Very simple.
vertical beside it.
It's just the beauty is it is like a fan dipole, a multi-band, resonant on all
Ground
band, no tuner required solution for any small yard. Or big yard, or a big yard.
Ken's also got a 20-foot single band. In it 20, Ken, in it for
Yeah, it's a
20?
It's a
Yeah,
20.
and I was up at his house about 2 weeks ago, and I watched him set it up by himself in the yard in about 10 minutes, and then hook it up.
It takes
Are you doing any kind of radials or?
that one is really an L, basically. It's a single counterpoise, elevated counterpoise. It's on a 20-foot mast, and the 20-meter element is 16 half-ish feet. So it just comes down from the tip to 16 feet from the top, leaving it 2 or 3 feet above the ground. And I run the counterpoise out to actually I use a piece of old rebar and a piece of string to separate the counterpoise from it. Just stab it wherever I feel like I want to point it. It is a little bit directional in the direction of the counterpoise, but I've still got the back end. I pointed at California and I talked to New York and New Hampshire, no problem. And the thing is, it literally is a 5-minute setup if I don't fart around. If I really just get out there and get at it, it only takes a couple of minutes. And
So where do you pick those up at?
the fishing pole is a Shakespeare wonder pole or
Crappie pole.
yeah, it's a crappie pole. It's a 20-foot crappie pole. There's another company that makes it's the same one. It's imported from China and branded out twice. But Shakespeare, and there's another one. If you look it up, it'll come up through.
It's an actual fishing pole,
It's an actual fishing pole, and it
like
has
a
clips.
Bass Pro Shop type thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh.
Not this one. Not this one we're looking on the screen, but the 20.
No.
No, not this one. No.
Right.
So Ken, is there a place you can go on the internet and buy the kit?
Yeah, you can go on the.
For this one, I put it in the chat. Oh, there we go.
DX command.
Yeah, how much is it now?
I didn't even look at price.
Yeah.
I figured if I had your money, I would.
I've got it open here, but
Well, when we bought 5 poles, we ordered 5 poles with shipping for 5 poles. We ended up splitting the cost at $74 for the pole.
That's his DX Commander one.
No, the DX Commander pole, the 32-foot pole. I bought the little plates additionally, just like the one you see there and the other 3 and the 2 aluminum base plates. I bought that plate kit for one of them, and the other one's just a bare pole. So, but the whole
Like
kit
a
is,
Festivus pole, an unadorned aluminum pole.
No, it's a copper or
Fiberglass.
fiberglass. Yeah.
it's a fiberglass pole,
Okay.
but you need to, if you put it up on a windy day like winter field day, you need to put something to keep the sections separated, because if it rocks in the wind real hard, they will start coming down. But if you put a rubber band around it and a hose clamp, it'll stand through all of it. And my other pole did, and it didn't even have a high guy line on it. It had the 5-foot high guy line.
Yeah, you could just use some guy rope to guy it a couple places.
Pardon?
You could use some guy rope to guide
Yeah.
it.
And I normally put one on the third plate, the first plate and the third plate when I set up in the backyard, and I leave it for any length of time. But I've had it out there with just the one set of guy lines at chest high, and it's gone through some good wind. If the radials are connected, that keeps the base from wiggling out from under it. I had it standing without connecting radials the other day in the wind, and it scooted it out and it laid it over. But it's pretty cool little antenna. It's a cheap date, and it gives you virtually all the bands. And if you eliminate the 30-meter band, you can make an inverted L at 80 meter, and it runs off about 35 feet, I think, that the top.
Mark, which one is he videoing? What's he doing in the video? Which model is that? Because it looks like he's got a couple models.
Yeah, he's got a bunch.
That's the multi-band. I think it's the six wire one that he's got.
Okay, that's 200 quid. I don't know how much that is in America.
It's now in the $200 range now. It's gone up a little bit, but
is it available from a U.S. supplier? Or do you have to ship it over?
I'm not sure. We'd have to check. At one point he had somebody stateside that could ship it, but we got them from the UK.
He does say something about under $800. There's no tariffs.
Thank goodness.
On his homepage.
I'm looking at the.
But that's the full blown kit thing too.
Right? Yeah.
Kit.
I'm looking at the DX Commander Classic.
Yeah, me too. And it's
195 pounds.
195 pounds. Yeah.
Just $230 or something pounds. $1 and something.
And $1,200 shipping or something.
No, it wasn't that. We like you said, we did 5 of them at $75 a piece. What was that pole that Lindo bought? That goofy name. Shakespeare copy.
Spider Beam.
Spider Beam.
He says to calculate the shipping, put it in the cart, and do a checkout.
Put your credit card in and then hit buy, and we'll let you know how much it is.
You're on the screen. I'll hit the button.
Oh, you're going to do it? Okay, good.
Sure. You just put your stuff in. I'll hit the button.
Oh.
I think it's like just under $270 or something like that. If my math's right, I don't know.
Still, that's
should be less than that. Yeah.
I think pounds to dollar conversion, like I said, if my math's right, I think it's like 265, something like that.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of pounds I would sell for $265 a pound.
Oh God, me too. Holy crap. We'd be rich, Sam.
No kidding. We could buy another radio.
Still don't know why I didn't buy any Bitcoins back in 2008.
Oh.
By the way, Peter, I got your illustrious email today.
Very good. Hey, did you get an automated thing when you submitted your deal? Did you get an automated reply from the website?
No.
Damn, that's 2, Mark.
What?
Didn't get automated replies when they signed up for the test.
Yeah, I wasn't being critical of you, Peter, when I emailed you. I just wanted you to know.
It's definitely Mark's fault. No, I understand that.
I'd already told him that he was on the list. And
what are we looking for?
People aren't getting the auto replies. Wow.
Who specifically?
Mr. Clayton didn't, and Mr.
Warwick
didn't, and I bet there's others too. If 2 didn't out of the 9, I bet a bunch of the others didn't. I sent them email today personally, but
did you get an email?
Which is
to you?
Nicer.
Did I get an email? Yes, that's how I know that they're signed up.
Okay, so that all goes at the same time. Let me go look.
Well, you don't have to do it this second.
Well, it beats chasing.
Forgetting it.
Beats talking to you guys.
Yeah, beats by you guys. So I
He's
can-
forgetting about it.
my phone, leave my-
Boy, did I open a can of worms.
No, not at all. No, it's that system, it used to be I would just reply, but I'd reply pretty much as soon as I could once I saw it. Mark had the thing set up so it would set an automatic thing. That made me actually quite lazy about it. But if that's not working, we got to fix that. Either I got to get on the ball or we got to make sure the robot does its job. So either way, there's a test next Thursday, a week from Thursday. So
Even though they've extended the
9 people signed up. Yeah,
So-
I don't know what's going on with that fee thing, man. That's
Maybe
really
they'll forget
weird.
about it.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
I
But
think they want to. I mean, I honestly think the FCC does not want to do this. So anything they can do to put it off, they're going to do.
they collect fees for other stuff. This is not rocket
Yeah,
surgery,
that's
right? I mean,
That's pretty lame to me. They sure had a good time taking my $75 for my other license. My
the MRS, yeah.
didn't
and
have any
likewise
problem at all. So
for the commercial license, the general radio telephone and the radio telegraph license.
they take tons of money. I mean,
Yeah.
tons of money.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is on that. It's very.
This is
Anyway,
Washington people.
well,
Roll
no, I
up.
know, but
I don't know. Maybe there's something we don't know about yet, like something going through Congress to reverse it, and they're just stalling, hoping that'll get through. And it's some part of some
Wait,
other
wait,
bill.
wait,
or something.
wait. Something going through Congress? What did you just say?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you beat me to it, Mark.
But yeah, but regardless, the fee does not start on April 19th.
No.
That doesn't.
The ARRL input says think June, July.
Yeah, and
that's what they
Laurel
said
has
first, and
echoed
then
that. So yeah,
then it jumped
Here-
up to April. And,
it's
You're reading my screen, gang?
no, it's very tiny.
Good.
is the other Ken still here? He still needs to put in his vanity thing anyway. So
He's got it in. He's got it in.
he's applied. Oh, good.
Yep.
Ken,
It's up there. Oops.
Oh, there
Yeah.
he is, right there. Oh, pending
it's up
KA.
there,
Oh, yeah,
But it
yeah,
won't
yeah.
print it. It didn't print it. I had pending KA5HFE up there,
Yeah.
but it didn't show.
No, it's there. We see it. I see it now.
I didn't see it. Where's
It's
it
Right
at?
at the bottom of his screen there.
Oh,
He's
Yeah.
blowing his nose or something. He's trying to stay off the camera.
he's just better. He's got a face for radio, so he
He made a
It's-
big commitment last night.
I did.
You going to repeat it,
Yeah, I did.
or should I
Being-
forget I heard it?
Well, no, this makes it even. When I got my novice license and that call, I never got on the air. I was building a kit, and I never got on the air with it. So now, my commitment is when they give that to me, my next QSO is gonna have to be a CW, because that's what I would have done with it.
Very good.
I
So-
put the
He-
record button on, so it's
And
recorded.
he's not
Okay,
going.
no,
He's not going to speak until he makes.
So I'm not going to be on the air for 6 months, probably.
That's a good idea.
That's fun. I like that.
That's okay. We're all too close to talk to you anyway, so we wouldn't know the difference.
Hey, Mark,
Yep.
I went back and looked and through my email. It's not there, sir.
3/17, March 17th at 9:34 a.m. I've got it on my little screen. It came to me.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Hamsat1 at cox.net.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking.
This way I can breathe better knowing that it's not blowed up.
Nope.
Went straight to spam.
Check your, yeah, buddy. Thank you, Mike.
Maybe you're blacklisted.
Yeah, right. I'm looking. Nope, it's not there.
Would have come from W5NOR at W5NOR.org.
Well, he's not the only one. I would happily blame Mr. Clayton, but I know he's not the only one that didn't get it.
I got Peters today.
Yeah. Who's your second one, Peter?
I'd have to look
Warwick,
up the email
Doug
address.
Warwick. It's D Warwick. What's his?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it is. I don't remember.
Man, he's my brother-in-law. I've got him in here somewhere.
Oh, never mind. We'll believe you.
Well, he actually, I sent him a text and I said, "You still coming?" And he said, "I haven't got anything back."
Yeah.
I signed up, but I haven't. He's dwarwick@gmail.com.
They spell Weirick.
Weirick.
Yeah, no, that's not how I would have spelled it.
Well,
yeah,
and
and I'd already talked to Peter last Tuesday, and he said he was on the list, so I reassured him and stuff. But then I thought Peter ought to know that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I appreciated that email. I was just checking. No, Mr. Clayton is not a Gmail. I thought maybe it was a Gmail thing, but no. He uses a Cox address. So,
We'll look, see if there's anything else I can chase down, but it should. Oh, Thomas Hayes says KI-50LO-9 is up.
yeah, I got a couple pings on APRS.fi, but it seems to have maybe over a certain altitude, it stops APRSing or something.
Shouldn't.
So give me that call sign again, Mark.
KI-50LO, Kilo India 5, Oscar Lima, Oscar -9. Says the small tangling issue at launch, so the solar panel and antennas may be in odd knots, but it's up.
It has been received in multiple places on Whisper.
Ken, suddenly your whole message shows up at the bottom of the screen. A while ago, it didn't show your new to be
made
call
your screen
sign.
bigger. If you made your
do
screen
anything.
bigger.
I didn't think I did, but
Or maybe somebody.
It shows it being north of I-40, which is further than it had gotten on APRS. So,
Wonder if any station.
let me check APRS.fi.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on there.
.fi, not .fo. FO doesn't exist.
I've got a quick question for you guys. Maybe it's dumb, maybe it's not. I don't know.
There are no dumb questions.
There's a lot of dumb answers.
There's a lot of dumb answers. Trust
I'm
me.
going to hang a 10-meter dipole off the mast that I've got that I'm going to set up for my 2-meter, 70-centimeter vertical. And is there a recommended distance I should mount the balun below the vertical, or does it matter?
I'm confused.
How high is your vertical? How high are the elements for your 2-meter, 70 centimeter?
Of the dual band antenna, it'll be, the base of it will probably be about 22 feet at right now.
Then you want your 10-meter at 5 meters high, so it's going to be about 15 feet. So it'll be quite adequately separated from anything you have above it.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have a problem.
Okay.
You lucked out. You got a smart answer this time. Sometimes we don't always give smart answers.
I was a little on the edge of even asking the question.
No. Always ask the question.
Always ask the question.
It's a good question. You can have interaction.
Because I definitely want to get my 10-meter rig back up and running at the new location I'm at. So
I honestly don't see an issue whether you put it at 15 or at the top of the mast. Run it as an inverted V. It's going to work great.
Okay.
Well, wait,
Okay.
were you doing it as a vertical dipole or an inverted V or how are you going to run the wires?
Good question.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I was kind of looking for recommendations on.
You're going to make a dipole out of it? Is it a dipole you're putting up?
Yeah, it's a dipole.
The 10-meter?
Yes.
So you want horizontal orientation, yeah.
Yeah, the vertical one I have is for 2-meter, 70 centimeter. That'll be at the top of the mast. And I may extend it actually to put it up more like 30 feet. So
okay. Well, if you extend the leads off if you build a standard dipole horizontally polarized, and you tie off the ends to string, and the longer the strings are, the farther away you get from the pole, even if you stake them on the ground, it's going to make an inverted V. And the longer the strings, the closer it'll be to horizontal. Horizontal being the ideal, well, nominal ideal configuration. If you don't have anything to stick it against, you know, on an old paint pole or a swimming pool net pole or something out on the end to push them up. Even a stick tree, a convenient tree. A neighbor who's willing to stand still for a while.
Well, I've got some old top pole from a chain link fence I was just gonna use.
Perfect.
And I've got some ceramic.
What I use.
Then I got some ceramic that I was gonna tie the ends of the dipole onto and just mount it.
Just give it a separated a little bit from the pole.
Okay.
And that'd be perfect.
I had an old piece of drill pipe that I drove into the ground with a sledgehammer, and it was just right to act as a sleeve for that top rail to slide down in there. And then if I need to mow or whatever, I just pull it out and mow it, slide it back in. It's really really
cool.
Cheap.
All right. Well, thanks for the recommendations.
Yep.
My 2 cents is don't over-engineer it. Just slap it up. If it works, it don't, and then engineer it more.
That's kind of the path I was going to take. I was just going to do it and see how it ended up. Just kind
when it falls down, pick it back up and do something else.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a big vertical for 10 as well, but I really wanted to get a dipole up.
Yeah, get it up there. You can always tweak it later.
Yes.
Get on the air.
The balloon has not been heard for a while, but the last time it was heard in the Canary Islands.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Looks
Probably
like there was some problem
stay
with the
there.
solar panel going up when they
it seems like it stopped APRSing out by south of Tecumseh. But it kept whispering for a while.
Well, did you see I've got one over here by Brooksville.
Yeah, south of Tecumseh. Yeah.
Well, shoot, that's where Billy Crow's at. Maybe he shot it down.
Oh, maybe. See, it got a little further on Whisper. It went up north of the highway, almost up east of Hara.
Because there's probably, what are we at? 11,000 feet here.
Yeah, I don't know how to get it to tell me all that detail on Whisper. I'm not very adept at Whisper. Whisper won't. I will stop trying that.
Yeah, you can try.
Sure.
Go for it. But no. So,
yeah, it's.
I'm guessing cool. that if that's the case, it was low power. Let's see what it shows. 4.88 volts on the last transmission at 430.
Okay.
So that's probably running low on power.
Yeah. Okay.
They were at 4.93 the one before, and 4.57. So it looks like we're having that solar issue that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Might be a problem.
I just think it's cool that it was heard both in Vancouver and the Canary Islands. So 7,600 kilometers downrange, not bad.
Not bad for 10 milliwatts.
Yep. 10 not bad.
KI5OLO. Yeah. So the big thing is we got to check tomorrow
and see if it comes back alive again. Yeah.
Yeah. And see where they show. Whoa, look at that. That's all the places that heard it.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool.
Let's see. 2124 Zulu. So that looks like it made it
3 hours ago.
4 o'clock, 4:24 here. Oh, Peter, you're getting fooled. The Whisper is the center of the 200 by 300 mile grid. So the APRS, it's not north of there. The APRS is accurate. It was 6 minutes after this one was.
Oh, it was showing the center of EM15.
Whisper shows you the center of EM15.
I see. I gotcha. Okay.
It does not know anything more than that.
It wasn't. Oh yeah, it doesn't give the 6 characters. Okay, the receiver does, but okay, that's fine. I know that now.
The Whisper protocol. There is a balloon protocol that uses 2 packets that will do that, but this controller does not do that.
Understood. Okay.
But it's EM15 is the center, so you're just seeing it sit up there.
Okay, so it
falsely.
Both transmitters left the air at the same time. I gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. And hopefully
that's pretty cool.
That's bueno.
All the way to Canary Islands.
Yeah, you were heard by, let's see, what, dozen or so different stations. That's pretty cool.
Where's I thought Tom was on here. I thought Professor Tom was here. He's gone.
Oh, I didn't see him. Is he?
He was, but he's gone.
He split. He got shy.
Happened before.
Cool. So I'll have to watch in the morning.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Wonder when did it start? Did you see first time here? First time is
it was about the time they said it was going to start.
5:50.
Yeah.
So about 6 o'clock tonight is when it went up.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, man. Pretty neat.
Nifty.
So has he got the -9 on the call sign?
-9 on APRS. KI5OLO-9 on APRS. KI5OLO on Whisper. I never heard. I think I heard once the last one that went off for 20 meters. I didn't hear much.
Which of the new dudes was OLO? I forget.
Two.
Okay.
TU.
Yep.
They were using OLR the other day, and if I was going to bet, I'd have put money on OLR, but I don't know what happened.
They all got their general. That's the important thing.
Yep. They were going to fill it at OU and then put it in a car and haul it out there. So we'll see how that story worked. Neat. All right. Did we get everybody's verticals, antennas? Everybody going, Gary Skaggs is here. I didn't see that. Hi, Gary Skaggs. Did they blow up a rocket in your neighborhood the other day or?
Not lately.
Okay. I saw something live that they were getting ready to do something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, they're getting ready to try another one.
Well, the problem has been, and I really haven't checked lately, they put SN11 together in the vehicle bay.
Yeah.
And the last time I checked, it was too tall to get out.
Just let the air out of the tires.
That's not the way it works. Apparently it was about 5 or 6 inches too tall. And I honestly, we've had other irons in the fire, and I really haven't paid attention because nobody's making any noise down there, literally.
It's okay. Just rip some roof tiles off and just fire it from where it's at, right?
Chainsaw and just cut an arc.
No, I've got a sawzall that could get up there and just make the door bigger. But who am I? I'm just some rube from southeastern Oklahoma.
Well, at least you're not an engineer, right?
Thank you very much.
That designed this thing.
That's pretty funny. I built a boat in my basement. How do I get it out?
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds like a government operation.
Oh, but it's not.
No, it's SpaceX, right?
Yeah.
I saw they put the FTS in the flight termination, or shall we say C4, in the doodad the other day.
The last landing was pretty interesting because it sat there for a while burning before it ever blew up.
Yeah.
They tried furiously to automatically put the fire out, but actually the water wasn't really going far enough. But that's another thing altogether.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just a rube from southeastern Oklahoma.
I don't think that 3/4 inch garden hose did much.
The chief was yelling, "Move in closer!" And they're going, "Yeah, right."
Send the dog.
Yeah, you first.
Oh, that's fun. No, I hadn't heard the. I know that they had the one. I think it was 11 that the mounting cradle broke, and it fell inside the building. Maybe that's what got them in trouble with their 6-inch stuff.
I am endlessly amused by this because there's a whole generation of people that thinks this is new and exciting and nobody's ever done this before. And oh my God, we did this all 60 years ago, all the same stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
NASA's got all kinds of videos of people doing stupid, crazy.
Yeah.
My favorite is
It
one
might
where
be good to study that and not repeat any of it.
they took a
That's just crazy talk.
Well, I know.
they took a belt and took somebody and strapped him onto the rocket just to see how he would handle the high G load. And you think about that now, oh, we'll simulate it, we'll do all kinds of stuff and safety protocols. No, they just kind of tied him on with somebody's old belt and fired off a rocket and let it go.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even an enlisted man, he was an officer. So
Oh, was he?
oh, I don't know. All the astronauts were officers, so
Well, that's true. I don't know if this was an astronaut. This could have been just a guy on the test stand that said, hey, I'll go for it. Let's go. That's funny.
The illustrious Mr. Phil is here with us tonight.
see that.
Yeah, but I
Dylan,
don't
didn't
see his
that.
assistant.
Don's there. Look at that.
He's got an assistant. Holy cow.
Yeah. Where's your furry assistant, Phil?
Oh, he's
one of
around
those
here
assistants.
somewhere. Probably out foraging for food.
Can't get anything in the house?
You can't get anything from me right now.
Okay.
It's on mouse patrol.
Oh, if I give him too much, he throws up on the carpet.
Jeez.
Yeah, Phil, you missed mine. He was here earlier.
Of course,
Ah,
in college, I used to have the same problem, but that's a different story.
you threw up on the carpet.
How many mice would it take you to throw up there, Mark?
Oh, I think that was more old style than anything else.
Oh,
I grew up in Wisconsin.
yes, you did.
Oh, man alive. So we got verticals figured out. We got all the mics figured out, I guess. Mike KE5ASN, did you get something going for an antenna figured out, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, at home, I've got I'm just on HF and UHF right now. I mean, not HF, 2 meter and UHF. And I've just got a dipole thrown up and it's working pretty good. I was playing today with my little handy talkie. I was out at Mount Scott, just seeing how far that 5 watts would get out. And
Pretty
I
far.
was hitting the Norman repeater from there. I was pretty surprised.
Were you the guy that was up on Mount Scott?
Yeah, I was the guy.
You were coming in pretty good.
Yeah.
Amazing what happens when there's nothing in the way.
Yeah.
Had a good copy on you.
Yeah, I've been away from ham for 10 or 15 years, so I've forgotten everything. So I'm slowly crawling back in.
Are you the guy on Facebook that's going to buy a whole bunch of new radios?
That was insinuated.
Okay. All right.
The answer is
that
yes,
was me.
Peter.
Okay. I was just checking.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
this is the other Mike that you were talking to.
Yeah.
Put a face with that call
There you
sign and
go.
name now.
Yeah, my arm got tired. I was having to hold that handy talkie up in the air to get a good
That's
get a
funny.
good signal.
Yeah.
And we got
That's
4
funny.
mics going here. This is
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to have to jump off, but I'm sure I'll catch you guys later another time.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks for
dog
coming
buy
by.
lots of radios.
Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping
thanks.
by.
7-3,
We'll see you
Mike.
guys.
See you.
called my wife. She'd probably make him a deal.
My husband's got all these radio calls.
Yeah.
And you can have him too.
I don't know why he's selling them, but he said $25 for the lot.
Yeah.
Or hide your radios.
Alan, your backdrop has me intrigued.
Which one? Who?
Galen's
Galen.
back.
Galen. Ah,
Where'd he go?
You're muted or you're not talking.
You know, can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, no audio.
You're breaking up.
And you're pissed about it. So
All that electronics behind him, it's scrambling his signal.
scrambling his signal, yeah.
Nope, still nothing. Muted.
Somewhere your mic's muted.
Not muted.
Yeah, it's muted on a device somewhere, probably.
Yeah.
He was literally scratching his head. Did you see that?
Yeah. Plugging it in.
Literally.
You know.
I used to have hair and I did that back then.
Hold up your hand if you can hear us.
You know,
all the fingers, please. All the fingers.
Not just the one. Yeah.
Sometimes the simplest solution, I was talking to some people the other night about I'm using this ICOM suite on my computer, and when I'm right here with my radio, if I like turn the volume on the radio down, then it turns it down on the computer too, and but I got this like stereo effect going. And somebody said, well, why don't you just plug a headphone into your radio and that'll just shut it up. Sometimes a simple solution,
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Time for a new computer, Galen.
No, time for a new Galen.
Easy.
Well, Ken's microphone went out. Ken, his mic on his headset went out.
I still haven't fixed that or figured that out yet.
Yeah, what you're using now is great. You sound better.
Yeah, I might have to get another one of these. It's one of those little magic $20 Chinese wonder BM800
gaming headset.
There's Phil's buddy.
There's my furry assistant.
Yeah.
He had to come check me out, see what's going on.
Got any food?
Yeah, if there's any free handouts.
Nothing, Galen.
Well, don't laugh at him. You just make him madder.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want a recording of somebody virtually exploding. Literally.
Galen, is your microphone built into the computer? It's a separate hookup?
Is it plugged in?
There we go.
It's on a camera.
On the camera, okay.
Check your settings. Sometimes they get changed if you're using that computer for something else. All of a sudden, the mic gets kicked off.
Or it's USB, or there was an update to Windows 10, or
Well, yeah, the usual junk.
Usual junk, yep.
But sometimes if you're using a computer for other functions, it'll automatically, thanks to Windows 10, it'll change the settings in there too.
Windows 10 would update and wreck something? That's
Right.
shocking.
No, it's true.
I
know it's hard to believe, but
4 times in the last week. It's
Yeah,
wanting
that
to
lady-
restart my computer right now because it just did an update. It keeps asking me, should I restart? And I keep saying no.
Yeah, that
Come on.
latest
Yes, you
feature
do.
update
You want to restart?
just
Come on.
broke lots of things.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I had a bunch of network printers that just stopped printing, and I actually had to go in and uninstall that latest update manually from the command line, and then tell it not to update.
There was another update. One of the out of cycle updates was specifically for printer stuff.
Yeah, you should check and see if port 9100 got blocked, because for whatever
that's-
reason, 9100 is required for network printing, and
Yeah, well, these
firewall
Most
will
of them,
block
yeah.
it. We'll
these
just turn
workstations
it off.
don't even have the software firewall enabled, so
It doesn't matter. It'll still do it for you.
it's still blocking it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I did a port scan on the against the workstation, and it showed everything open. So
Lion computer.
yeah,
I've got a printer scanner that after the last update, it won't print, but it'll still scan. It
right.
sees it
Yeah,
as a
that's
scanner.
probably the same thing. If you want, I can post you the steps to uninstall that update
Yeah.
and tell it not to install it again.
Yeah.
I had that
Until
same
it forces
problem.
you to.
I had the
Yeah, I
same
think-
problem in reverse. I had a printer that would print, but it wouldn't scan. And after checking into it, in a scan mode, the software was trying to pick the wrong printer driver. And I had to go in and set the printer driver in the scan mode, the same as in the print mode, and then both of them work.
Yeah.
Mine keeps telling me it doesn't have a driver on the print side. I can't find a driver for it. So
Phil,
for the
Phil,
print.
you need to install the update then.
No.
Linux, load Linux.
There you go.
Right.
I'm upset. I loaded and did not activate on one of my laptops to do Teams, and I thought if you didn't activate it, it wouldn't update. But the bloody thing
Oh,
does.
no.
It
Those
does
days are gone.
It's just as bad as I mean, so what's the?
Oh, it'll automatically enable it in your startup now too.
Yep.
Yeah, Teams is weird.
No, worse than that.
My granddaughter's brand new Envy laptop. Took it home, got home, opened it up, signed in, did everything, and said update. So she updated it and killed all the audio.
Yeah.
And HP's having a problem with audio drivers on that particular series, but it's working now. But it's been intermittent and very aggravating to get a nice laptop. It's $800 or $900 laptop, and come home and Windows kills it.
Mm-hmm.
That's Windows. Well, that Teams issue is deeper than just installing it in the startup and the user profiles. It actually dives into the registry and sets it there. And
Right.
if you're gonna turn that off, you got to root it out, and it's just a major pain to do.
This computer's in trouble now. Then
Excellent.
I did go in and stop it from taking over the minute I boot up.
I got a PowerShell script that'll remove it real quickly for you.
I'm getting ready to do that, but
I do too. I just throw the USB stick with Linux on it and fire it up.
Yep.
It's like how many people use Zoom because of Teams.
Yeah.
I use both. There's some advantages either way. I mean, Teams is nice because you can post something and put a document on there and stuff like that, and people can get it.
But we have the chat. You have the chat, and you have email, and you have other things you could use.
Yeah.
But,
there's ways around that. For sure.
But if I were a corporate America, I don't think I'd want a Chinese app involved in any of my meetings.
Yeah.
Is that Zoom? Is that what you're?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised what corporate America does.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Let me tell
you. Actually, they are probably Zooming the Chinese anyway. So,
Mark, your first newsletter article was very interesting today.
Okay. Is that good?
Loved it. Loved it.
Good.
What was it?
Yeah. Now we all have to go read it.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks, Mark.
I did read it.
You're welcome.
The quarter's in the mail, Mark.
I don't remember which one was the first one.
Yeah, right. Come on, Peter.
Broadcastify.
Oh, Broadcastify. Yeah, but
oh yeah,
your Raspberry Pi falling offline. Yeah, I did read that.
That was 3 years ago when I rebuilt it. It was just, slugging through all kinds of stuff.
And now it was bip, bap, bip.
Yeah, this time it was like, well, I'm going to work. Well, I got stuck on a phone call. And while I was on the phone call, I hit the buttons. Hey, there's Galen. While I was on the phone call, I hit the buttons and I was still on the phone call and it was done. Carried it outside, plugged it into the equipment room, and it was working.
Have you thought about putting that on an SSD instead?
It's a
it's a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, I understand.
No, but instead of the thing,
they have it boot up from instead of the SD card, boot up from the. Yeah.
Oh, I could, but
that
you boot it like, I think it's booted 3 times in 3 years.
Yeah.
something.
Boot time's not the issue.
Something over the storage or the Snowmageddon crapped out one of the partitions on the SD card. And it was one of those, I bet it's a little easier now, or better audio or newer stuff. Let's just try it new. And bam, it was amazing how quick
what version is that? Version Raspberry Pi?
I think that's a 3.
3B, isn't it?
They have
I
a
think it's-
fan,
No, no, no,
not
no.
a 4 then.
No. It's no. This is shoot. This is 4 or 5 years old, so it's 2
Oh,
or a
it's a
3. It's
yeah.
probably a 2.
Oh well, if it's a 2, it won't boot. But you could get it to boot off a SSD. I think. Can you do it with a 3B? I don't
Yeah, but-
remember.
I think 4 gigs all you need on the thing to run the whole thing forever.
Yeah.
Do the Pis have a built-in thing that tells you the status of the SD card itself, like how many cycles you've got left?
Well, it's Linux, so you can whatever you run in Linux.
I don't know if it's got that feature, and I don't know
because it
you
should
probably
right?
download it. You probably can
right. I mean,
download
it should
but
because it's.
I don't know if
it's
Raspbian has that.
it's an issue for an SD
Yeah.
card, and it's something that you, depending on what you're doing with it, it's something you got to keep an eye on. But
yeah.
Can you hear me
question.
now?
Hey, who's
Hey.
that guy?
Hey, we can hear Galen. Okay,
the
Galen.
did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
I did, but that wasn't the problem. It was
Oh.
a setting.
Aha, told you.
One that I hadn't checked.
I was his man.
Oh, it's in the chat. I see it. This week it's the mic. It's on the camera. Okay.
I told you.
When in doubt, power cycle.
Hey, now Galen, answer Mark's question. What's all that fancy stuff behind you?
I was gonna say I forgot my question.
Any guesses?
I bet that's the bane of your existence for the last 3 or 4 weeks. Is that my
I bet
guess?
you're right.
It looks like a battery room.
It looks like one of those old-fashioned Digital Equipment Corporation PDP 1170 tape.
Oh, good
units.
God! It's not one of those.
That's what it looks like from here.
The tape
that
reels
is
are too small.
18 trunked 800 megahertz repeaters.
Is that site 2 or whatever they call it now?
That's site 2B.
2B.
2B or not?
Or
2B?
in your case, not 2B.
Actually, I think they got it fixed.
Oh, good.
They figured it out last Tuesday.
It was a setting, right?
Actually, it was. They each
That's
one
fair.
of those repeaters has basically a IP address or
Sure.
or an index number or something that identifies it on the system. And apparently one of the channels, it didn't like the channel at all, even though the setting was correct. And the other one, apparently the setting was incorrect on the Tulsa end.
Probably had a Windows 10 update.
Are they set up battery backup?
Well, so understand that those are in fact, let me change the background here real quick. And well, maybe I'm going to change it real quick, guys. That's the one I want. So let's see if I can get out of the way here. There's what the whole 3 racks look like.
Are those antenna combiners on top of them?
Probably.
Duplexers?
I don't see any tubes.
Yeah.
No, keep looking. Yeah, keep looking.
All of this is new as of December. So, but each one, I can't point here.
No, you can't.
There's 2 repeaters in each one of those slots, and then 3 per rack. So there's 6 per rack, and 18 total.
Is that Batwing stuff?
Oh yeah.
No,
GTR.
It looks a lot like the Tate stuff.
Not very.
Didn't pay much on it. A little bit ring here.
Like I said, is it all battery backup?
Oh yeah, so this is in a shelter, an enclosure. You can see the grill work behind that. There is one of the 2 air conditioners in the building. Back on the other end, which would be back behind me, get the right direction going here, would be a pair of large UPS units And then in the other third of the shelter is a propane generator. So it's generator into two
Propane
UPSs.
accessories.
Do I?
Propane and propane accessories.
Yeah.
Is that the same one that had both heat or air conditioning units out that gave you 130 degrees?
140, yes. 140 plus.
Whoa.
Funny how something simple will take your system down.
Yeah, 140 degrees will do that. Yep.
That's the little sauna room.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat.
Yes, it was too.
So what are the up systems good for? 15 minutes?
Honestly, I don't know. That, and a lot of it depends on the condition of the batteries. We found that out in May of 2013.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's always fun to find out too, isn't it?
Yep.
I knew the batteries were bad, and I had told DPS, and they're
And
like,
they
"Oh,
said,
well,
yep.
we have 42 sites." I don't care. I have one. I want them fixed.
Yeah.
And apparently, they had purchased the batteries, but didn't have them installed yet. So all
They're
of this
doing it
trunking,
wrong.
all of this trunking stuff is very sensitive. It works off of a very precise time signal, which is obtained via GPS unit that's in a rack back behind me here. But what was happening was that commercial power went down, generator fired up, but the UPSs were bad. So every time the air conditioners would power cycle, it would brown out the system. The GPS would go down, and it takes 17 minutes to fully reacquire. At about which time the air conditioners would power cycle again.
Oh, is that
I feel your pain.
That OMES that takes care of that?
It wasn't back then. And actually today it's still not. It would be DPS.
Good.
This is all DPS stuff. They actually got a guy from the factory to come out, and he was trying to do one UPS, which has, I don't know, 8 or 10 racks worth of batteries, and the radio guys were trying to do the other one, and finally the radio guys gave up, and this guy from the factory, he was just as fast as they could hand him batteries, he was putting them in. They were very impressed with his he was a desk guy, but I guess he'd been a field guy at one time, and so they do a much better job of maintenance on this stuff nowadays than they did back then. A little different leadership.
Because it should be a contract with a provider that comes around and every 18 months or whatever comes around and just changes the batteries no matter what.
You'd think.
You would think. Okay. And I'm saying that as somebody who works for an organization that is not that smart. So Gary knows exactly what I'm
talking about. Back in those days, I occasionally filled the propane tank because they're like, "Oh, well, it's not down far enough yet."
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. And
it's called
the first Thursday. You fill it.
It's called.
I checked the generator and it was dead. And they're like, "Oh, well, we'll get out there. I don't know, tomorrow, day after." Well, we were expecting severe weather. I'm like, that's not acceptable. So I had my guys come out and fix it. But again, those days are pretty much over with. That's good. They take a lot better care of their stuff now.
Yeah, all it takes is for it to go down once or twice or 3 times, maybe 4. But yeah,
sometimes 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had this exact same problem on the air conditioner doing brownouts when I was working at Six Flags, and it was a double wooden roller coaster ride that was full of all kinds of automation crap. And as soon as
you're old, so this is a long time ago.
Oh yeah, that was 80. That was 80, 81, 82. So it wasn't computers. It was
40 years ago.
Stuff.
19 or 18.
Yeah.
He was like 15.
The problem is I have to think to see which one it was. At 19, but it had all that digital
Back in the
stuff.
late 1900s is what you're saying.
Yeah, and it was out in the middle of a field when they were putting this thing together, and the power, they would do a test. The factory would come out and do a test, and they were trying to get a test run, and it would just die because the air conditioner would cycle. And I was part of the shows department, and shows and the rides kind of hated each other. So they brought me in and said, "Can you help?" And I said, "Well, what's your problem?" "Well, when the air conditioner cycles off and on, it causes problems." I said, "Well, don't let the air conditioner cycle off and on." "Well, how do you do that?" I said, "Open the damn door." And they went, "Oh, we never thought of that." Open the door and let it bleed out the cold air, and the air conditioner ran all day long. Off we went. All the power companies said, "Get out here and get us some more power. Put some capacitors in."
So the air conditioner was sucking the voltage down, huh?
Yeah, every time the compressor would come in, it would do like Kalen said, brown the place out.
I had that problem in Fort Smith, Arkansas. I gave the electrical engineer the load calculations for the comm room, and he took my numbers and doubled them. So then the mechanical engineer took his numbers and doubled them. So we had 4 times as much air conditioning as what we needed.
Oh.
And when it went on the engine generator, the air conditioner would cycle off and on. When it cycled on, it pulled lock rotor current on the compressor and stalled the generator.
And no one thought to upsize the generator to meet your AC needs.
Yeah.
That sounds like my work.
Yeah.
Sounds like my work. We had a power outage last week where the power is cycling on and off, and we have been asking for a generator, a replacement generator, and they haven't been giving it to us. So I think we're getting one now.
Amazing how that works.
Oh, I asked the mechanical engineer, so why don't you downsize the air conditioner where it won't cycle off and on? He said, "That's too hard to do." I said, "You're kidding, right?"
Too hard to do. That's
too
funny.
hard to do.
Yeah.
This is that roller coaster. In fact, this is the.
Where's that at, Mark?
It was called Marriott's Great America in Illinois. It's now Six Flags Great America.
How did it change names again? No.
Yeah, it's Six Flags. I don't know, Premier or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't keep up. It's up in outside of Chicago, Gurnee, Illinois, and it was pretty cool. The niftiest thing about the whole deal was they put up this wooden job, and they had some problems getting it all built because they were nailing stuff in. People didn't understand how motion would affect it, so they'd run a car down the thing, and they would send the carpenters around the track to pick up the pieces and hammer them back in.
Nail them back on.
and
nailed it.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they should have used screws.
Yeah, well, it could have done a whole lot of stuff is the problem, but they would go out. The crew you'd walk the little stairs that are on the little crossbars with the stairs, and you'd have to walk the stupid thing every morning and find the pieces and get them put back on.
So were you one of the crash test dummies?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to, yeah. You get halfway through and then whoops, it'd get caught in the valley, and whoops, that wasn't good. They used sandbags at first, and then once the sandbags made it around, then people went around.
So what did they do? Hey, when it got caught in the valley, what did they do?
They pulled it around with a hoist.
Don't send the next car.
we had one of them. Wasn't this one? It was a monorail one, but
monorail.
It was a single tube, and they painted the tube one year, and they forgot that might change the coefficient of friction, so they sent the first car.
Because they didn't know what a coefficient of friction was. So
they sent the first car down, and it wouldn't make it. And they went, "Oh man, this is no good." So they kept pushing, and they'd sand off some paint and send it around again, and so send it around again. Finally, they got it to a point where they said, this isn't going to work. So they put a whole bunch of us in the train and they pulled the safety harnesses and they'd run it around. And as it stopped, we'd jump out and run on this little rail that was next to it. And we'd push the thing up the hill and then over the, over the hill and then ride it down to the next one and whoo, get stuck, jump out and do it again. Wrecked roller coasters for me and all, because when you have to stay in the little car, it's not as much fun. Not near as much fun.
Should just put some sandpaper on the bottom of the car and
Yeah,
smooth out the rail.
yeah. You couldn't get the car run around is the problem. So it was a pain. But we finally did it, I don't know, like a week straight, just riding that railroad, riding that car, making it work.
Geez, that one's scary.
Hey, Phil. Hey,
Yo.
Phil, you said Fort Smith a minute ago. Do you remember KWHN radio station downtown in Fort Smith on the
Yeah.
Garrison Avenue?
Yeah.
Friend of mine who worked there, he was an electrical engineer. One evening while the station's running, and I think they only put out
Kilowatt, probably.
no, back then they only put out 50,000 watts.
That's 50 kilowatts.
Yeah, and he had a friend show up and he said, "Would you like to see the operation back here?" And he said, "Yeah." And he walked him into the room back there, and he said, "Gosh, what is that heat I'm feeling?" He says, "Oh, that's the tube over there. It's about your height." And he said, "It's like getting an X-ray."
Yeah.
And he told me about that. And I said, "You literally showed it to him while the station was running?" He goes, "Yeah." Okay.
It was a glass tube, and they didn't have it in a Faraday cage.
Nope.
Nope.
Tube stood up. I went down and later and saw the tube when the station wasn't running it, when they had to make maintenance on the system. The tube stood 5 foot tall.
Was it a 1U4?
Probably, but it was just one of those nice, big, huge tubes, and he was showing it to him while the station was running.
It was on. So that tube was glowing purple.
There's anecdotal evidence that a little X-ray is good for you.
Says the guy who fixes X-ray machines.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But
Well,
there was an apartment glowing purple.
There was an apartment complex in Mexico that had gotten some cobalt infused steel in the structural steel that they built the apartment with, which means they had low level radiation all the time. Very, very low level, but nevertheless measurable. And the demographics, the cancer demographics in that apartment complex was very superior, i.e. low, compared to the average population, which is just kind of weird, but it's like getting a little, they probably had good vitamin D. It's probably like going out in the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it is a true story. And it's allegedly a true story. It's a good story anyway.
It was on the internet. It had to be true.
But a little bit of, no, actually, I heard this from other sources that I really respected, but
and the X-Ray Association of America is sticking with that story.
Well, it was from a medical physicist too, and with regards to the Nuclear Regulatory Agency and the disposition of cobalt sources. Because when I get down to a point where the level is low and it takes so long to do a treatment, they have to move them, but they're still very active. And they have to dispose of that somewhere. Well, not everybody is.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Scout cookies.
Yeah.
So is that why we're not seeing the left side of your body, Ken?
Oh my!
I'm hoping the story's true, and I've had my quota. But
the guy that came up with the microwave oven, was working on radar, and the chocolate bars kept melting in his pocket. So I mean, geez.
After the 5th lab coat, he had It
Talk
struck
to
him.
Talk to Conrad about Lytton and their microwave ovens. And yeah, what you said, they were warming sandwiches on ovens with no doors and all like that.
Well,
Oh my.
But they
if
used
you
to
get an
tell us,
MRI, if you get an MRI, first you're having all the molecules in your body twisted into a spin, and then they microwave you, and they listen to what happens when everything tries to get back to normal. I mean, it's not invasive except for the microwaves and the magnetic fields and other stuff, but I don't know.
well, they used to tell us back in the 70s and early 80s that as a DJ at a radio station, don't be surprised if you glowed in the dark.
Well, your old 25-inch color TV, glass TV, CRTs did put out some X-ray.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to sit right underneath the TV. If it was on a cart, you wouldn't want your kid playing underneath it, because it did put a definite amount of X-ray out. Okay, about mammogram level in the
24 hours a day.
So you had to kind of kneel in front of it? Is that what you're saying?
Television wasn't on 24 hours a day back then, guys.
Well, no, it signed off at 1.
Yeah, if you were lucky.
National anthem, and then that was that.
Right.
No, the To Fly poem. What was that? OETA's.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The heck was that?
To fly into
high flight.
Yeah.
There it is.
Where eagles never, yeah. Yep.
Yep. That's
never flew. Yeah.
Yep. Turkey buzzards or wherever it was.
And yeah.
There it is.
Oh, with the jets. Oh,
yeah.
They weren't the only ones that used that clip.
The skies on laughter's silvered wings. Sunward I climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have.
Okay, I don't remember that part.
Oh, you were
probably here.
No, that's correct.
So you guys are obviously not ex-Air Force guys then, because we all know that.
That was what, 80s?
Yeah.
Or so, yeah.
Early 80s.
Yeah, 70s and 80s, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
70s and 80s.
Late 70s it would have been. But it was updated, I think, as far as the aircraft from time to time.
That looks like from the back wings, the back, it looks like a F-104.
It's newer than that.
No, much newer than that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
F-104 had the little stubby, not swept back wings.
Yeah, it was
Bitty wings, yeah.
That was
Razor
a Starfighter. Have you ever been over to Weatherford and seen the one they've got sitting on the stand outside the museum over there? It's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's an F-15. I think it's might be an E.
Where at Weatherford?
No.
Oh, here.
No.
On that video. Yeah.
Weatherford. They've got a Starfighter over there, and it's pretty neat.
It's been updated. The video, I think.
The F-104 did not hold up in a tractor beam. They had to beam the pilot on board, if you remember.
Yeah. They also had no glide ratio.
I bet that's true.
Yeah.
As soon as the engine quit, you were done.
Yeah. Almost no wing.
Pull the handle.
Yeah.
Supposedly the wings were so sharp that you walk into them and cut, so they had to put protectors on them when they were on the ground, so that people wouldn't get cut.
What I remember about it. Real or not, I don't know. But
Sure sounded real good when they hit the afterburners after they take off, though.
But yeah, this designed to be a high-speed interceptor, and they used them for ground support, which was just, I don't even understand that.
military intelligence.
They didn't
I
read
got it in one, I guess, huh?
Didn't read the directions.
That looks like a nimble, low-flying, low-speed aircraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically a rocket with some little wings on it.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think it was the first
Hey,
plane we had.
Isn't that what SpaceX is doing?
Yes.
For
making
for the most part.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that was the first plane we had that could actually accelerate while going straight up.
Yes.
At F-104.
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starfighter. Yeah.
Yep.
I had a friend that flew those, and he said you spent most of your time trying to keep it slow enough to keep it fast enough not to fall out of the sky, because the missions they were flying were low air support. It's like, no. And he said, yeah, they would go 54s when it first flighted. And he said, yeah, you could go straight up until you ran out of fuel.
I'm going to put a pitch in. If any of you do get over toward Weatherford, the Stafford Air Space Museum, and I hope it's still functioning.
I've heard it's gotten better.
It's just an awesome little museum. I mean, right over there in Weatherford, Oklahoma. Beautiful aircraft, and they've got like a Russian MiG that you could actually climb right up on. And
they get that from Conrad?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's a good afternoon or a full day if you really wanted to. You could, if you're into airplanes. But
well, that's cool.
I don't know, what the pandemic's done to it, but as far as hours and stuff like that.
The National Museum in Dayton's open again.
I think this is because I saw a bunch of folks flying out there over the weekend. So I'm guessing it was. Flown segment of Space Shuttle solid rocket booster you can walk through.
Yep.
Really?
10-story Titan rocket, actual spacesuits, Stafford's daughter and son-in-law, or daughter and grandson are here in Norman, or we're here in Norman.
There's a whole section that's all about him, and he was really an incredible man. I mean, his career, but the whole rest of the thing, I mean, probably 2/3 of it is just a great airplane museum. I mean, lots of cool stuff.
And they said, I don't know when you were there, but it was
been a couple years now.
They said recently, and I don't know if that's been a couple years or not, they added a big chunk onto it. They had a big front shot of it, and it was huge. When I talked to him, there it is.
And see the Starfighter there on the right? I mean, you can walk right under it. It's pretty cool. So.
He was a...
There's a Gemini capsule.
He was a Skylab guy, huh?
Oh, he was the big thing on the Russia. He was the big impetus on getting Russia
on the Apollo Soyuz test program thing.
Yeah. The Mir. When they shook hands in space, that was him.
Yeah, I remember. I went over to my cousin's house because they had a color TV just to watch that.
And
the radiation that put out. Whew.
Yes.
Yeah.
63,000 square feet.
Yeah, you look at it from the outside, it's like a TARDIS. You walk in and it just keeps going. I mean,
what are the hours, Mark?
It was there, let's see, 7 days a week, 361 days a year.
Man,
I don't know. There it is.
Yeah, it's
9 a.m. to 5.
I think it's one of Oklahoma's little hidden treasures, that you need to go see.
Closed on Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Day. $7. Wow. Can't beat that.
But let me tell you, we went on a Sunday, and 1 to 5 is not long enough. I mean, it really isn't. If you can figure out a way to go one of the other days,
It says
for me,
average,
it wasn't anyway.
Average visits 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Yeah, they're not nerds.
No. My wife was ready to leave in an hour and a half, but I wasn't. So it was
Sopwith Pup, F-86, F-104, T-33, T-38, F-16, and a rare MiG-21.
And that, yeah.
Full-scale replicas of the Wright Flyer, Blériot, B-L-E-R-I-O-T. I don't know what that is.
Blériot, French aviation pioneer.
I'm German. I don't know how to say that.
I understand.
Spirit of St. Louis, also there. That's my boy.
If he was one of those guys that, the Wright brothers are kind of lucky they were first, because there's a lot of guys trying to do the same thing. Blériot is one of them. But the Wright brothers won, so there you go.
History is about all who wins. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I've heard a lot of people say that was a great place to go.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely worth the trip over.
All right, I'm gonna say goodnight to you guys. I gotta get out of here.
All right.
Another day. All right.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Have a great week.
You too.
Hey, Don moved.
Don did what?
Don moved his hand.
So he's not dead.
He's awake.
Just
I need to go. I gotta go, guys.
All
Hey,
right,
thanks
Ken.
for coming back.
Kid,
See you
good to
later,
see
Ken.
you.
I'll watch for you on 137 kilohertz.
All right, 7-3, everybody.
Take care, Ken.
I'm more awake than I am most of these nights.
So how's your tennis game, Don?
The arms are fine.
Good.
Moving around the court's a little slow.
Yeah.
What major malfunction has you all laid up?
Oh, you missed this?
Oh,
Apparently.
I as Tweety Bird would say, I fell down, went boom.
Oh, you broke a leg or something, right?
Yeah.
I found one little tiny patch of. I actually was trying to be nice, trying to be a good husband, and take the trash out.
Now have you learned your lesson?
I know.
Okay. All right.
Well, so I found the one little patch of ice that was left on the driveway, and apparently I slid on the ice, and I must have caught a solid bit on the way down, torqued it, broke the tibia at the bottom, broke the fibula at the top. I now have
a Tiger made it cool.
I now have a quarter wave rod. 2 meter quarter wave rod of steel in my tibia.
That's about the right length too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably a little longer. It's probably about good for a reflector at 2 meters, but
Well,
You didn't have a connector put in on the side so you could hook a cable to it?
negative, Ghost Rider.
If you're down at 137 megahertz, you might be able to receive weather.
Yeah, there you
satellite.
go. There
Yeah.
you go. There you go. Yeah, I think flying commercially is going to be very interesting for the rest of my life.
Don't you? They give you a card or something, don't they?
Oh, I'm gonna carry I'm gonna try to carry
Magnet or
copy of the freaking X-rays if I can. Oh, and
I'm
how
sure
are you guys? How's my audio? This is
You're
a new mic.
It's fine.
Good.
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 Hey, there's Steve Vince. You
Oh,
were here and you
yeah.
left. Ask your
There he
question
is.
you were asking me.
After you unmute.
Yeah, unmute and then ask the question you were asking me about the light.
Don't go to the light though. We don't want that.
Ask this group about the light question you were asking me the other day at the pod.
UHF. Will that, if you hang a fluorescent light next to the antenna, will it fire?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of bands it'll do that. It's usually enough on some band. I mean, we used to get, if you put a little neon light at the top of your CB antenna in a little piece of plastic sleeve, it would light up when you'd transmit. This is very similar. Fluorescent lights use a different gas, but same idea. Yeah, it'll work. Try it.
Yeah, that's how we use
Do
the
it.
test antennas. Would hold a fluorescent bulb up to an antenna, like a dipole, and you can walk along the dipole, and you can see the voltage wave on the antenna. You know,
Go
high
down. Are
voltage
you
at
in
the end,
Norman?
low voltage.
Are you in Norman?
Me?
No, Stephen. I didn't hear that.
Tuttle.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you're in Norman, go out on Alameda where KREF is. There's 1,000-watt towers right out there. Just walk up with a 48-inch tube. It'll probably glow.
Of course, the question is,
Thinks
do you
I'm
want to
kidding.
advertise to your neighbors that you're transmitting?
Well, that's why I suggested KREF, because everybody kind of knows they're transmitting. So
Don't care.
no,
Phil.
that stuff's lots of fun. Try it.
Phil, adjust your camera a little bit there. Your head got cut off.
Neck cam.
Yeah, neck cam.
He's busy.
Guys, I'm going to go too. I'll see you all later. Feel better, Don.
See you later.
Bye.
Later, Peter.
See you, Peter.
Well, I'm going to head out too. I got to get up early in the morning. Go see Steve. You gonna be there in the morning, Steve?
I had to leave earlier for another Zoom call.
Yeah. Am I going to see you in the morning?
Since everybody's failing, we'll see y'all later.
All righty. See you.
See you, Steve.
See ya. Have a good day tomorrow, Sam.
Yeah. Every day's a good day. It was funny because we talked about that fluorescent light thing last week on this thing, and then Steve walks up to me like on Tuesday and asked me if I thought that would work, or on Monday, and I said, I think they said it would. I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention, honestly, because I'm kind of like you. I don't really want people to know what I'm transmitting. You know, I get blamed for too much stuff anyway. So
You can also check your microwave oven door seals with an 8-watt fluorescent. Run the fluorescent bulb around the edge of the door, and if there's any leakage at all, it'll make it glow.
do you just like the end of the bulb where the electrodes are, or
the side of it, because the microwave is coming out and hitting the gas that's in the tube and ionizing that gas and making it glow.
Wow.
Would it do that on a CFL? One of the little
compact,
curly compact lamps?
I've never tried it on a CFL.
Huh.
But I used to keep a little 8-watt fluorescent bulb in my toolkit, and you put it in the microwave oven, it'll just glow like crazy. In fact, it'll blow the bulb out. But right around the edge of the door, if you got any leakage at all, it'll let you know it.
Wow.
Well, we blasted some plexiglass and styrofoam cups and cups full of water with the linear accelerator, and that does a nice job too. They just glow and make ozone like crazy with a beam of electrons at 6 megavolt acceleration. So it's fun to watch, but it sure makes a lot of ozone. We take care of the depletion problem.
That's the that was a fluorescent tube next to a VHF antenna. So when light comes on, he's transmitting on a VHF.
What kind of power is that? A 50 watt?
Don't know. Didn't say. It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Let's say, you know, it seems to me that you're also going to be taking away from your transmitting power. I mean, the power to light that has to come from somewhere, you know. So it's
that's just the radio waves exciting the molecules in the
really
like cast a shadow or something. But
yeah, I mean, it just seems to me it's absorbing. I mean, you know, if you
receiver in the central electronics 200V phasing.
All righty.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. If you have a 100-watt transmitter and an 8-watt fluorescent bulb, you're sucking 8 watts out of it.
Yeah.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah. Something like, right.
There's
not that you want to do it all the time, but
there's the mini neons that Michael was using on the wrap one around the antenna and then the other one hanging out in free space.
Somewhere I have a drawer cabinet with a dozen or so of those in it. Goodness knows where.
Don't
they're worth
don't
11
get up
bucks.
and go look for it.
Yeah.
We'll take your word for it.
They're $11 a piece right here. So
Wow. Maybe you should get up and go look for it. It's like Affleck.
More like 11 cents.
Should be, but
Now, if you wanna talk about old, leaky, high-power transmitters on our Vortex sites, talk to Don. He's probably seen a few of those.
Well, I'm not a VOR guy. I'm a radar guy. So, but yes.
Well, guys, I am going to boogie out. It's great seeing all of you, and we'll see you next week.
See you, Sam. Be
Take
safe.
care.
Sam, I looked at my message from my Vera, and they say the ship date should be March 29th. You want to put some money on that?
Well, I don't know which side to bet, but
I'm going to say no.
Mark's been waiting on this this Z-Wave controller that I kind of sicked him on for how long now? 2 months, but. And then I sent him a thing today talking about all the storms now and how many cargo containers have gone overboard this season, this spring, and it was anyway. But I had a guy, and I had a guy years ago that he was like a vice president of a company that did cargo straps, ratchet straps, and they all come from China. And he was saying that they'll order this stuff and it'll all get in a container. It'll be on a ship, and they don't know that it's fallen overboard until it gets here and they inventory it. I mean, the ship knows that they lost 40 containers, but they have no idea whose 40 containers those were until they unload the whole ship and find out which 40 aren't there. And he said by that time, you're 6 weeks out to get them reordered and, shipped and all that. So it's, but. So I figured that's where your Vera was, Mark. It was one of those containers that went over the side. But
I haven't heard from him in 3 weeks, so we'll see.
Anxious to see it when it gets here. So,
me too.
Anyway, once again, bye, guys.
Bye.
See you, Sam.
All right, later, Sam. You hit the key right away that time.
Yep. Yep. He's learning. He's learning. No, he got me hooked up on this Z-Wave Zigbee stuff, and oh my goodness, I've built one up, and I'm hooked now.
I'm not sure I want that much automated control in my house, but I was online. Cox went out on me yesterday. And I was online with their AI, and it said that, would you please enter your name? And I write Ken Sanborn. It says, "Oh, Ken, I like your name."
Oops.
I'm thinking, you're going to ask me what I'm wearing next? What? Yeah. So I cut that off and tried again. And in the end, they tried to sell me an upgrade. About that time, the modem decided to work, or their node came alive or whatever. Although the modem looked good, all the signals on it looked good. There's just nothing coming through.
Huh.
I can't wait for a fiber. I can wait for AT&T, but if they're the ones that bring me fiber, then.
Yep. I got hooked. This is the one that I got from him, and I've got it at my mom's house, and it's hooked up as the thermostat, so I can watch it. It was going wacky the other day, before I did this, I had another thermostat that was going wacky. So it would send me an email every time it cycled on and off, so I could verify what was working and what wasn't. And that really got me hooked. It was like, okay, I can see the benefit. And then she's got a lamp she wants on and off, and I used to have to adjust it every time I went over there. Now it comes on at sunset and goes off at 11 every night. So
I'd like to have a mock thermostat on the wall, and then have something else control the temperature.
That's what this is.
Well, because otherwise, my wife would run it up or down or whatever, and some ridiculous amount, and then it would just be okay. And she would be happy. And then to have it tell her she's getting what she wants.
Yep. I did that. I did that at my office. and I got caught 5 years later when we remodeled, and I didn't put the fake one back up on the wall. And somebody went, well, how come we don't need that anymore? The new system doesn't have that. You didn't change the new heat and air. Oh, was that just a switch that we were just turning and did nothing? No, it was working well.
Physics department at UCO, back when it was CSU, had no control over their thermostat. The engineering department told them how much cooling they could have. So they just got a light bulb and put it underneath the thermostat, an incandescent light bulb. They got all the cooling they wanted that way.
I was in 7th grade, and my art teacher wanted more heat, and it was a central managed system. Back then, it was the good old air systems that, the air valves would open up. So she took a paper towel, ran it underneath the water, and put it over the wall thermostat, and the convective cooling cooled it enough so that it fired up the heat and gave her what she wanted.
Pretty sharp.
Yeah. For an art teacher, I thought that was pretty impressive.
Well, yeah. Funny.
That was real impressive.
I had one tell me that using a fan, like a Japanese fan in a hot, muggy day,
okay,
would cost you to be hotter because you'd use more energy operating the fan. She had no concept of latent heat diffusion or anything. But I wasn't quite at a stage in my life where I could argue with her, but I just felt better, so we all did that, and we were cooler. We didn't have air conditioning then.
Oh, I know when I was a kid in the old Baptist church in Canton, Ohio, we didn't have air conditioning, and we had these little fold-out paper fans, which some of you guys are probably familiar with, and oh yes,
they work.
Yeah, I gotta go. See ya.
See you, Phil.
Phil, take care.
Stay safe.
See you, Phil. Night, Phil.
Well, I let.
Well, hopefully we're all safe from ice patches on the driveway.
Yeah, I think. Well, not necessarily up in the Panhandle. There's snowing still here.
Oh, holy crap!
Yeah, they got tomorrow night. They had some, I think, yesterday, and maybe some more tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we're due to be lows above freezing for the next week, but it's all relative.
Yep. This has been a strange winter. Strange winter. That ice storm did me. I've taken down, I think, 9 trees now.
Oh wow!
And I've got the partial or pieces of another 20 that are laying around down in the creek. Pretty bad mess.
Yeah, my place here in Indy, I just have a whole crap load of dead trees that need to come down before they fall down. So I'm gonna have to take care of that this summer too.
I've got a couple left. I've spent all I can spend on it with the tree service, and we got the bulk of it done. Stuff that's near the buildings. So still got some widowmakers hanging out there though. So, big windy day. Some of that may come down.
Next real good storm.
Yep. That it does.
That's pretty good. That's a couple of pretty good storms last night.
We had a lot of rain down here, boy.
We did, yeah, you did. You had over 2 inches of rain.
I would say at least that. I
I had 1.58 here.
I didn't measure it, but it was pretty strong just by the sound of it on the garage door.
But you had the
For quite a
one at
while.
about 6 o'clock last night,
Yeah.
and then the other one that come in about 1 this morning. And that one packed a punch too, but it only lasted about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I kept thinking, okay, I'll go to bed, and then this next wave would come through, so I'd stay up and listen for that, and then I'd okay, I'll go to bed. No, I'll wait for the next wave. About 2, I finally quit. It's crazy.
We had, let's see, if you go back almost a week, we had rain for like 2 days straight. I had ducks in my backyard where there's normally grass. No kidding.
You need to get pictures and you could put them up on your background like
they're
Sam's,
they're on my
pelicans.
Facebook page. So yeah. Well, I do have pictures.
I have a squadron of geese that come flying around the house every day, making all the noise they make. They kind of almost buzzed me earlier today. They were flying pretty low, but so far I've been lucky and their aim has not been good. I was kind of wondering about on the FCC, we talked about this in the past, getting your email address in. When I went in to change, apply for the call sign change in ULS, they asked for my email. Does that fulfill my obligation?
Yeah, that should be it.
But I didn't go into cores.
Well, now you better go check it, because sometimes those two are like two different people.
I know. I tried, and it said I had submitted something, and then it bombed out on me, and I gave up. I just kind of.
That's because you have your license change pending, probably, right?
Well, that wasn't when I was trying to make the change originally. All I wanted to do then was go in and put the email in there. But on ULS, without actually making an application, if you go into update license, there was no place to put it. And the thought was we'd had to go in and get cores, register for cores, and then go through that. And then there was a merger thing that was supposed to work. Anyway, it was confusing, and I never knew if I really did anything or not.
Mark, weren't we supposed to put that in the newsletter?
Yeah. The due date is the end of June, so I was going to wait for a while because all these klutzes will sit there and go, "It's June. I'll worry about it later."
Right.
And then instead of nagging them 12 times, but yeah. That's it. Yeah, it was in one of the systems, and I can't remember if it was Cores or ULS, which system it was. But let's see. I'm on ULS now.
Yeah, I went into ULS and into filing online.
Yeah.
And then I could sign in and apply for a vanity change. And under vanity, I could apply for my old license. And it asked in that process for my email.
Right. They've added that now as a mandatory.
So I should be okay.
Yep.
Having done that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't expect them to send you an email that your license has been activated.
No, I just go in and check it. Just sign in. And it's still a G5PQ.
It's 17 days from the receipt. This is the craziest story, and the fact that I can remember this just drives me crazy. The day that they receive it, 17 days later, and then the next business day is when they will process that document.
Okay. Well, then I'll
whatever
stop messing with it for a while.
So
in
whatever
the meantime, I can talk.
That's right. Whatever their receipt.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
I can use phone in the meantime.
That's pretty funny. You need to, you need,
It just seems like a moral imperative.
I think it is. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
We'll see. I don't know. In the meantime, I'm trying to do Ben's best bent wire reliably. If you've not tried that, it's kind of fun.
What? I'm confused. What?
Ben's best bent wire. Key that.
Ben's
best bent wire. You get a rhythm going with it, and it's just a nice warm up exercise.
You mean that's
Key
what
it.
you're? I see.
Yeah. I mean, just anyway. It's
yep, got it.
Just
he
a little
tells, she
ditty,
tells,
just a little ditty to practice and get the feel for timing and rhythm. And
cool.
Then there's the guy that Sam posted that has that old monster key clamped down on the table.
Oh yeah,
sending 30 words a minute or something without any radio hooked up to it. But he did, loud as he was, he could be heard half a mile away. So cores, if I want to get in cores, what's the point of that? I guess what's the point of registering in that?
You need one. You need them both. FCC cores. Like if you're signing up for a test, that's what you need. Their registration system. I think that's the one that has to have the license in it. Let me go look here.
Okay. Well, I don't need to worry about that for now.
Okay.
But
so let's see. I'm gonna say look for last name of Sanborn. I really like that name, Ken. That's a really nice name.
Ken, I like that name. and it was, yeah. Anyway, it was texting, but you could almost hear. Anyway,
some programmer going, "Hey, this will get them."
I know. Those guys are sick.
Yes, we are.
I know.
And you know that somebody said, "Oh, I can do this. Oh, that would be great. I think I would love to hear somebody say I can great."
Probably sitting there watching it and getting their jollies off.
Yep.
They're sick in more ways than one.
I mean, got to be honest. Programming tends to be pretty dry, and if you can throw something in there to get a laugh, I mean that's.
Oh yeah. Easter eggs.
I get it.
I love seeing some of the comments in code sometimes that I review.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. Hey, Galen, I guess you caught me in there. I was barely able to get in, but sounded like you acknowledged me.
I was just getting ready to, I was looking at the chat, saw you, and thought I would reply. But since you're here, I'll do it this way. Again, thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah. I was surprised I was able to get in with that little HT. Once I get this external outdoor antenna up, things will be a lot different. I won't be running just a watt or two on that little HT. So
where roughly are you?
I'm at 12th and Boyd.
Oh yeah, you should be able to get in.
Just depends on what's between you and it inside your building there.
Yeah, I think inside the house here, I don't know, it's weird. I've got to, it's one of those like stand on the chair with one foot in the air kind of thing.
I was say I can, if I'm in the right place, I can get into it with my HT, and I live on the south side of Moore. So
yeah, it's probably because of the super low power I'm running. I don't even think this HT does 5 watts, honestly.
Yeah, of course that's obviously not what I was using tonight, but
Right. Yeah, I've got a radio that I'm going to set up. I just got to get the antenna up in the air and get that dipole strung up for 10 meters as well. But yeah, the little dual band I've got for outside on the mast, I think I'm going to get that mast up about like 21, 22 feet, something like that, to the base of the antenna. And then I've got a little 25 watt analog dual band that I'm going to be using. It works pretty well.
Very good. Sorry, I was responding to a text. The hospital system's doing pretty good. They're down to about only 5 patients having COVID right now.
Good news.
Awesome.
Not bad at all.
They were up to 90 plus here, I don't know, mid-January.
Hey Ken, I take it you got your wireless bridge issue taken care of?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it's really taken care of. They've found a provider that'll give a microwave link that'll work, but they're like $150 a month or $170 a month.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
that's crazy.
if you want to fall back on what Mark and I had recommended, let us know.
Well, that we'll have to see what happens. The building, the friendly building that we were thinking we might be able to use may very well get bought by Kimray, because Kimray was going to build a brand new mega facility somewhere, and they bailed out on it. So they may want to get all of their ducks. So the owner of that building may be selling it. And if that happens, we're kind of posed and may not have any other choice until Starlink comes along.
So now it's not so friendly.
Yeah, it may not be. We may get it up there, and then so there were some issues with that.
But you guys are still going to be able to reside in that building, or you're going to have to move completely now?
When our building, we own our building, but the two gentlemen bought the building that we're in, and have let the club have it for simply operating expense. It is owned by one of those two gentlemen, and he leases it to Kimray at the moment, and he's really thinking they'll come along and make him an offer he can't refuse, and he'll sell it. So
okay,
that's so it's presently friendly, but it could turn on a dime. So,
like I said, I'll make myself available. So if you need some assistance with that, please let me know.
No, use another one.
So I'm still looking
Peter, you need that
at a link.
Yeah, no, just where's the others?
He had something going on.
Yeah,
I think he thinks he's muted.
Yeah, he is now.
All right, I was just curious, Ken. I just thought I'd check in with you.
I do appreciate it, and I may very well, like sometime later this spring or summer, be looking at linking my outbuilding to the house.
Yeah,
and it would be more or less the same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely, let us know, because
yeah,
that's right up my expertise alley. So
that'll be a hope. I really hope in the next 3 or 4 months that I'll get that situation down there set and get out of the garage here.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to get stuff set up that's non-commercial. You know what I'm saying? And you can use commercial grade gear basically for non-commercial applications, which is pretty nice, because you will not be disappointed. I can promise you that, and I guarantee you, Mark will probably say the same thing.
Well, hopefully in the interim, AT&T will get busy with their fiber they're laying out here, so maybe we'll have a decent connection. I get about 85 megabyte download right now. So
yeah, I mean, if you can get that in both locations, we can set up a little IPsec tunnel between the two.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I mean, 85 megabits is pretty quick.
It seems to work. I mean, I got a grandson who's gaming full time. My wife is everybody in the house is on 1 or 2 devices.
Yeah.
And we most of the time do okay. We get a little skip every now and then, but
yeah. I mean, the last place I was living, I had 2 APs set up in a mesh network, and we had 400 down and 40 up, and we probably had upwards of 40 devices, and we never had any latency whatsoever.
Well,
I shouldn't say whatsoever, but there's always going to be latency certain times if people are accessing something simultaneously. But yeah, it was pretty flawless. And if you go with the Ubiquity gear like Mark and I had both recommended, I think you will not be disappointed.
Well, it's reasonably priced. I mean,
it is.
Cable modem is now $150 to $80 just for the cable modem.
For a DOCSIS 3?
For 3.1. They wanted the 3.1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've got a way better price on those than
well, I've got a 3. I've got a 3, and Cox is pushing to upgrade. Of course,
yeah, I think I could get the 3.1s for like $50.
Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do that. If you can do that, I'm interested, because if nothing else, there's a backup, because we've been
and the DOCSIS 3.1 is the one that gives you the expanded upload speed.
Right. We need to do that, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll shoot you a message about that since I got your email.
Eric, what type of upload speed are you talking about?
I only get 10 now.
I was talking about for a cable modem connection.
Right. That's what I'm asking. How much upload speed are you talking about?
Well, with my DOCSIS that I've got set up at my old location, which is still actually a circuit and still running because I've got my test bed over there that I use for my lab. I've got a little VMware lab set up over there, and I've only subscribed to 400 down and 40 up, and I get every bit of that.
On Cox cable?
It's actually through Suddenlink because that lab actually lives out in Seminole.
Okay. Because I've got Cox cable, and I've got their gigabit, and I get about 879 download and about a 34 to 36 upload.
What is the actual subscription plan? I don't know what Cox is. I know they have gigabit download speeds, but they never advertise upload speeds. So,
well, their download is supposed to be around a gig, and I'm getting 870.
That's about right. That's about right when you consider the overhead.
Right. And then the upload, they figure if you get in 35, you're doing super on the upload for that. I've never seen anything really higher than about that. So,
yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, unless you have like fiber, where you have synchronous download and upload speeds.
Well, I'm using Cox's Wi-Fi, their panoramic Wi-Fi modem.
Yeah. So that's essentially like a mesh network. I think they have what they call extenders, but they're not really extenders. They're just more like part of the network. It's just like another access point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you should. I don't know what the plan is with Cox. I haven't really looked into it a whole lot. I mean, I've done some work at a couple different sites where I've created a couple like VPN IPsec tunnels between site to site, site to site VPN, I guess I should say. The max upload speed I've seen from the cable company is not exceeded like 60 megs. So,
yeah,
I mean, if you can get 60 megabit, I mean, that's still plenty.
Like I said, mine runs about 35 upload and 879 download.
Yeah, if you have something where you can actually like monitor that and actually look at your upload and your download speeds in real time, you'd be surprised how little bit of upload speed you really use.
Yeah, I wish I had some real good quality extenders here, since a lot of my stuff's on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the panoramic, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. You can probably ask Mark. He'll probably agree with me on this.
I don't do cock, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't do it either. So like the only cable service that I've subscribed to in Oklahoma has been Suddenlink, and actually I've been quite impressed because it's not oversubscribed in the neighborhood where my lab lives. So
that's the problem. That's the problem. Frank Hall stuck his nose in. How's Frank doing tonight?
Frank's doing pretty good. I had some questions, but they have nothing to do with the internet speeds. So,
well,
okay.
Go for it. Out there. Let's hear it.
It's really nice if it's about radio.
Okay, it's actually, yeah, I live in Tuttle, and I have a handy talkie, an FT60, and every once in a while I can get static on the repeater for receiving, and transmitting's hopeless. So my plan is to buy an antenna, and I talked to Bill Baker earlier today, and he said his 2-meter base also does 6 meters, which would be nice because I don't have that capability now. And I'm planning on putting it on the backside of my house, what used to be a DirecTV dish support, since I already screwed into the roof and I don't have to make any new holes.
You're the third one tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as it's grounded.
And I presume that thing is grounded to the house, I would guess. I don't really know. To be honest, that's another problem I'm having. But anyway, do you think getting the antenna, I'm looking at a diamond or a, I don't even remember the other name. 3-band
Diamond or Comet
antenna.
are usually the two that are popular.
Yeah.
The trams are out there too.
Yeah, and I've read some bad stuff online about them because they're a lot cheaper, but they've had several reports of them not lasting.
I own
get
two
wet.
of them, and they both work great.
They do? How long have you had them up?
I've had one up for, well, I've owned one for over a year. It's only been up for like 3 months or so. And then I've got its little baby brother that thing actually fits in the back cab of my pickup truck without it, like sticking out the window or anything. And it's only like, I don't know, 3.5 feet long, and that thing works great. I've never had any issues with like the water leakage or any condensation in them or anything.
That's what I've been hearing. But back to the original thing, it's windy here. I mean, we can count on 70 to 90 mile an hour winds at least once a year, usually 2 or 3 times. If I have to raise an antenna, and I'm looking at the 8-foot one with like a PVC or something, another 10 feet to get to Norman, do you think it would stand up to winds? I don't have any experience with PVC or anything for an extension pole.
I would use like maybe some cheap top pole from like chain link fence that actually mates together.
But you're going to put this on a DirecTV mount? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, what their dish was on. It's a mount with 4 light
little
bulbs
J
in the
pole.
roof.
Well, part of the hobby is putting the antenna back up after the wind blows it over.
Well, I'm already doing that with an HF antenna. Thank you.
And
I got that part covered.
I've got to go out tonight and put the fiberglass pole up that was leaning on the house last night that now is leaning in a tree. So yeah, don't ask us. No, if you're going to put a 10-foot pole on that J pole mount for the DirecTV, I'm going to say that's not going to work at all. That's not going to be sturdy enough to do that.
No. I was wondering if it'd get windy and just yank it out of the roof.
Yeah, I'm afraid
that's
of
why
that.
I'm talking to y'all.
Yep.
No, that's good.
You can just shoot down all my good ideas.
No, well, it could, but I will tell you this. At the place in Seminole where my lab I was talking about is, I've got a 16-foot, 10-meter vertical on a 10-foot mast mounted to one of those rooftop mounts. And I've not had any problems, although I did run one guy off of it.
Yeah,
I guess I could probably run 2 guys off of it, but then the wind would blow from the other way. So
right.
Yeah, I was going to say luck will go you in the wrong spot and grab
Yeah.
How high? Tuttle's a lot higher than usually than we are here.
Yeah, and there's a range of hills between us, which is what killing me.
Yep.
I've been in the club for 3 years, and I've yet to talk to anybody on the radio that's in the club.
Frank, do you have a chimney?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I've got a chimney for a fireplace, but it's tin, and I wouldn't put too much on it.
Okay.
Good idea, Gary.
Yeah, it was a good idea. I had thought of that, but unfortunately, they didn't put one in this house. So.
Yeah, I was lucky. I had a brick fireplace, and I used 2 of those big honking Home Depot steel 10-foot poles with a chimney mount, and so I had lots of height. But that was in Norman, and we don't even have a fireplace here. We do. I think we can count on one hand the number of days we've needed a fireplace down here, but when we needed it, we would have needed it.
Well, we've used ours a bunch this year, but
yeah. So
would you all recommend completely against going with a roof mount?
Yeah, well, if you put a simple ground plane, not highly elevated, but just to play, I mean, it'd be a cheap thing to put up there, and that was just barely above your dish mount. It wouldn't put a wind load on it, a significant wind load on it. It might have enough to give you what you need. You don't know till you try. And
yeah, that's where I was going to start, was mounting the antenna directly to the mount.
Start low, it might work, and if that's the case, you're probably no worries.
I'm hoping. Well, my handy talkie with just the rubber duck seems like it almost gets into the repeater, and I can drive to Newcastle and get into it. So I'm thinking maybe I won't have to go up much. The antenna is going to be so much better that.
Well, you'll have that. You'll have a stronger antenna, and it'll be a little higher.
It will be about probably 10 feet higher at least.
Yeah, I don't know. And it'll be outdoors.
And it will be outdoors, and it will have a lot more gain.
That'd probably be first line.
Yep.
And then after that, you might have to get creative and put up a pole. 2 10-foot poles with some guy lines. You take a pretty good wind and get you up another. Well, you really wouldn't go that much higher. Maybe you go up higher. It'd be up 20 feet. So.
Yeah. Okay. The second question is, it's going to be about probably 50 to 60 feet from where the antenna is going to be to where my radio is. I ordered a window pass through today, so I can stop the rain coming through. And
take the towel out of your window.
Excuse me. Well, actually, I had a piece of pool, whatever that round pool stuff is.
Oh, a foam.
A noodle.
A noodle.
Yeah, a pool noodle. I had a piece of that in the window, which kind of stopped the wind, but looking at the windowsill, it didn't do much for the water. So anyway, what kind of coax should I use for that run? Because from what I've read online, nobody seems to be using RG8X on it. So, and that's the only thing I've ever used.
That's HF. Once you get a higher frequency, you start getting some loss. What does
the LMR?
Yeah, LMR 400.
LMR 400 stuff has dropped in price pretty considerably.
What is?
Okay, well, I'm going to see the coax guy tomorrow. So.
Well, that's what I was going to say. He doesn't carry LMR 400. What's his thing here?
213.
213, is that what you just said, Ken?
Yeah.
That's where I was going too. And I think he has that. Mike's a good guy, and whatever he tells you will be the right answer. And it's going to depend more on what he has than there's the right stuff. I buy the LMR. It's actually an EMR knockoff LMR 400. I buy it by 1,000-foot rolls, and it's about 50 cents a roll, 50 cents a foot.
Okay, well that's reasonable.
He doesn't carry that brand. but he's got other stuff. Let's see, low loss Super 8 is what he's showing up on his website. But he will have, if you're going to go talk to Mike, say hi from his buddies at Scars, and
Okay, I will.
And
yeah, he lives just up the road a few miles, so I just go up there to his house. I call him and tell him I'm going to show up, and actually he said he had a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I'm hoping maybe he'll be under the influence and they give me a good deal. I don't know. Maybe the opposite. We'll wait and see.
That's good thinking. Let's see what he's got. 213. He's got RG 213, and
213's nice.
That's good stuff for UHF.
For VHF, UHF, yeah, we're great.
Yeah. The RG8's just not enough. You'll lose too much between the
that's kind of the impression I got.
Yeah. The big thing is some of those antennas have end mounts on them, and some have UHF mounts or UHF connectors.
The one I was looking at had your choice of a SO, I guess 239.
Yep.
Or the thing. I need to. Hopefully he'll have it, but he probably won't. I need an adapter to go to my handy talkie too. And if I can actually hit the repeater, I'll probably wind up getting a mobile instead of just a handy talkie, so I'll have more power.
Yeah, I know Wayne Dutton lives over there somewhere, and he's got something like a pole put up that he gets over without any problems.
Got my fingers crossed. I'm on 2 repeaters out here, but I've yet to hear the first chirp out of them. There's nobody on them.
I don't know which repeaters would be over there.
There's one in Bridge Creek and one in South Oklahoma City. I don't know the exact locations, and I sure don't know the call signs right now.
Yeah. Let's see. K5. He usually comes in here about now. I'll see where he's at. He's at the County Road 2316 County Road 120 or 1222. Does that mean something to you? Blanchard, Oklahoma. I guess he's a little south, maybe. But I know he gets in without any problems with a little setup there. But yeah,
well, Blanchard's south there. I think there's a little range of hills between me and Norman.
Yeah, and same with him, and the hill that's over there by 62, where the towers are all at. That's the hill. I don't know if Mike's got adapter cable.
Well, Amazon does.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say if you got them figured out, you can eBay or Amazon. Yep.
And I guess 6 meters is going to be just like 2 meters as far as getting into Norman is.
Yes. Well, 6 meters is not a repeater. You usually use a.
Well, yeah, but I mean the antenna I'm looking at is 6 meter, 2 meter, and 770.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Then yeah, which antenna are you looking at?
Diamond X. I don't know the number. It's Bill told me about it. It's basically a 2 meter 770, and then it's got an extension on one of the 3 ground planes or whatever that come out at the base.
Okay.
And he said that's actually your 6 meter antenna, and he says that's what he has, and he says it works for him, but he of course doesn't know about out here.
Is that the X50? Does that sound right?
The X50 I was looking at, no, I had to leave my computer because my iPad's running down. So
okay.
Just do a tri-band base station antenna for VHF, UHF, and it should come up.
F22A, maybe?
That sounds like it could, I don't know. One was a diamond and the other one was, I don't even remember. My memory is an amazing thing.
Comet is Comet is the other one.
Yeah, Comet would be the other one.
And those are they're really close, and they're made in the same factory. They're just made to different specs. So
okay,
you really
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're not going to get. I think it's FRG or something, and they're made in, but you're not. They're just a little bitty different specs kind of thing, and I don't know.
Well,
It's Ford
actually-
versus Chevy. Somebody's going to love the Diamond. They hate the
Okay,
other.
that was no, they're about $180 list or 90 because of the 6 meter thing,
Okay.
I guess. But the one of them was on sale at HRO, but they had absolute, well, actually, neither one of them had anybody in stock.
Huh. You might try. Do you know the Radio Shack up in Kansas, Derby, Kansas? Have you seen those guys or heard about those guys?
I think I've seen your post on them.
Let's see, Ham Radio Biz, I think is what they are. Mark up there's got a good handle on antennas, and he's a dealer for, I know Comet for sure. I think both of them. Derby, Kansas. And if you want to just talk to him, he'll, you may not end up buying it from him, but he's got a lot of good answers. I always send people his way and they never come back upset.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah. Yeah. They usually go back for more is what they usually do. That's good to have.
That's
Ham
Radio
Center,
Shack in where, Kansas?
Derby, Kansas. Ham
Derby,
Radio
Kansas.
Center.biz is the website. And
well, I will look then.
yeah, he's got a good handle on. A couple of our guys will actually go up there and take road trips and go pick them up.
I've gone up there when they had their tailgate.
Yeah, June 12th is their next tailgate meeting.
Yeah, I know. I got that on my calendar.
But let's see if I'll just grab a telephone. You ready for a telephone number?
Actually, I'm looking at your screen right now, and it's just Ham Radio Biz.
Hamradiocenter.biz.
Okay, I can maybe remember that till this gets done, and then put it in my bookmarks.
There you go. I can put
there
it.
Can't be too many places in Kirby, Kansas.
No, Derby, Derby.
Oh, Derby. Excuse me.
Derby, Kansas, and it is. It's in the chat if you want to go see it over there, if you can see it. But he's a great. Mark's got a bunch of good stuff, and they sell all those kind of things. Ed Hatch here in Norman just bought a 2 meter 440 and 1200 1.2 gig antenna. It was a Comet 98. Let's see, Comet GP 98. And he bought it from him at Derby. He actually ran up there last weekend and picked it up. And I'm really happy because I got his hand-me-down, so I was pretty happy.
Oh, well, that looks like exactly what I was looking at.
That's the Comet GP6. Oh wait, so that's two. That doesn't have 6 meters. That's just 6 and 440.
Well, it had the extension on the
right. Those are little ground planes at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. That means you don't have to worry about radials or anything. There you go. 6 meter, 2 meter. There we go. 6 meter, 2 meter, and 70 centimeter. This is
that's it.
That's the Comet.
So,
and
then Diamond has one that looks just like it.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they're made in the same factory and little bitty different specs. And I wouldn't give you $1 more for one or the other.
Yeah,
they're about the same.
I will endeavor to get all this hooked up, and then probably I'll be talking to more people than want to talk to me.
That's usually the way it works out.
Just to change subjects again completely, does anybody have a clue when McDonald's is reopening their dining room on Lindsay?
Nope.
It's
a corporate decision, and anybody who tells you they know, unless they have it in writing, probably is making it up.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, how many people here have their vaccinations?
Me.
Me.
I have mine.
He
has
Don,
his.
Don, I think, does, but he's asleep.
Don's asleep, so
yeah,
that's
yeah. That's good. That's good.
Because
comfortable
I
with
think
the
if they reopen the
surroundings,
dining
obviously.
room, we should be pretty safe getting together.
Yeah, that's just their choice to open that up.
Shouldn't
I guess
be
we can
all
meet in
that
the
much
parking lot.
longer.
Well,
yeah, I have,
Do tailgating?
Yeah.
Go through the drive-through, circle around, and yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Try not to do it when it's raining.
Well, it just may shorten it up a little bit.
I'm just hoping that we get a whole bunch of our club members all vaccinated by field day.
Yep.
So we can have a real excited field day.
Things should be in pretty good shape by then, I would think.
I'm hoping. I think
So they're getting a lot more vaccine in. Mercy is running their own site now up here. So you don't have to go through the state silly website. And
Where are you at, Ken?
Northwest Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Every
mile and a half west of Mercy Hospital.
He's just north of you. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know where Mercy Hospital is.
Yeah.
They mentioned today that the state did that anybody the age of 16 and older starting next Monday can get the shot.
Yeah. It's open.
No, I've already got mine, but I'm definitely over 16. So
I've been that way for a week. I got mine in August. So y'all are just Johnny come lately. This is all I'm going to tell you. I'm part of the Pfizer test group.
Okay. You sure you didn't get a placebo?
Nope.
A placebo, rather?
Nope. I had the actual vaccine from the very start.
I had a friend whose wife did that, and she got the placebo. She was not
Not
real
happy, I bet.
Well, everybody's got the placebo replaced with a vaccine by now.
Yeah. But anyway,
Okay,
well.
So Mark, what's it say on their website there?
They're closely monitoring the impact coronavirus has on communities, which is what
I believe that. Yeah.
Which is what everybody says, which is
they're right on top of it.
Yep.
Well, we've got several franchise McDonald's up here. There's Santiago's, and they tend to be a little earlier than corporate.
Santiago's is down here too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're also in Newcastle and Mustang.
Are they?
Well, we can go in, but
you can
the one over at Class and Circle, you can't even go in the building. I don't know what that's about.
Different rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dell City, you can go in and order, but you can't sit down in there.
Somebody said
I think
something like
most
Paul's
of them
Valley
now,
or
you can
something.
go to the bathroom, but that's about it. Order.
Yeah. Paul's Valley, they said that you could sit inside or somewhere down south.
I wonder about the ones on the turnpike down at Chickasha.
Folks, I'm sorry, but I got to go. I'm 15 minutes late for what I was supposed to do. So
Get it,
thank
man.
you for all your help.
You're welcome.
Take care, Frank.
Later.
See you
Take
later,
care.
Frank.
Hope it's worth what you paid for it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well, I think Don's got the right idea.
I do too. That's funny. We should leave him on being recorded all night long.
He did leave it on, huh?
Yep. That's funny.
But you know what'd be real scary, Mark, is all of us are gone and he's just sitting there and all of a sudden he looks at the screen, it's just him.
Yeah. Well, there's Wayne right as he leaves. Doggone it.
No.
Why,
What?
Wayne?
Y'all talking about me?
We were. There was a guy on from Tuttle.
Not too long ago either.
Just about 10 seconds ago. 50 seconds ago, maybe. Guy
It's
from
up to your
Tuttle.
feet were burning.
Yeah. See, look at that. Look at that guy. We've even, oops, I don't have it going on. We've even got him on the screen.
Oh, wow.
We were trying to figure out where he was. This guy's just north of you in Tuttle.
Yeah.
And he's wanting to know if a Comet GP6 type antenna on his roof would make it to Norman.
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know what a GP6 is. Though.
It's a 2-meter base antenna, 2-meter 440.
Well, it's probably not much different than what I'm using.
What are you using?
You would ask me that, but
Yeah, something like this. If you can see the screen, just a stick antenna with.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Something like that.
That's similar to what I'm using right there.
Yep.
It's not
Yep.
a diamond. It's I don't know. The part number starts with a U something. But yeah, it was handed down from my father.
And is that about roof high?
It's well, it's 10 feet above the roof on the back side of the house. So above the peak, it's probably 5 feet
Right
above the peak of my house.
Right at the peak. That's what he's talking about doing with mounting it on
Right.
a direct TV mount. So that's about the same.
Exactly what I did.
So did you have a 10-foot extension?
I used a 10-foot antenna pole. Yeah.
Huh, and it stayed? It didn't fall apart?
No, not I'm talking about the old antenna poles that Radio Shack used to get from Radio Shack. The good
Oh,
ones.
okay. Yeah.
And what I did was I just I couldn't put it inside because it flop around.
Right.
I put it outside and put a couple of big hose clamps on it, and then drilled some real long holes all the way through it and clamped it on. So it ain't going nowhere.
Yep. Well,
But,
good. That he's going to get some coax tomorrow from Coax Man and try his
Yeah.
little talkie from there.
And then I'm feeding it with RG8, I think. And
Oh, are you?
yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got for my 10-meter vertical is it's on a satellite mount with a 10-foot antenna extension, like just hose clamped, like you said, with a couple U-bolts on the actual satellite mount, and it hasn't gone anywhere.
But you said you had a guy rope on it?
I got one guy wire on it.
Yep.
And it's but that antenna is 16 feet long itself. So
Yeah, but the legs work as guy wires too. So that's
Yeah, my antenna is like about 8.5 foot long. And then I got it on top of the 10-foot pole, but it's on the back side of the house.
Yeah.
And when we moved in here, there were 2 dishes on here. In fact, I give the dishes to you, Mark.
Yep.
And I use those mounts. One of them's got my outdoor digital TV antenna on it, 24 at Edmond. And the other one, that's how I pick up live TV, and the other one's got that one. And I don't know, y'all heard me on the radio, so if y'all can hear me, then I'm guessing it's getting out pretty good.
Yeah, you sound great. You sound great.
So
Well,
I
guys,
know that, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was just gonna say, guys, I'm gonna head out. But stay safe. And I will catch up with you guys later.
sounds good, Mark. Same to you.
All right.
Hi, Justin.
Take care.
Same
See
to you
ya.
here.
See ya. See ya.
So
Oh,
where did
Don
this
woke
guy
up.
say he was?
Say again?
Where did this guy say he was?
North of you in Tuttle. Frank Hall is his name.
Yeah, Tuttle is like 2 miles north of me.
Yep.
And I have seen somebody just due north of me that is broadcasting APRS signal, but I've never looked to see who it was. WA5 something.
I don't know what it is. How's Justin doing?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Good. You adjusting another new job?
My butt hurts. I've never sat that long before. I've always had a job where I walk around.
That's why I switched what I was doing. That way I get out of the office and I actually get to go on site and do things.
Yeah.
Instead
20
of
years, I've
sitting-
never had an office job. It's
Yeah. Instead of sitting in front of like 3 or 4 computer screens for 8 or 10 hours a day.
Hey, how'd the balloon do?
They went up today to 11,000 feet so far. Let's see if I still got a Scott, 11,000 feet. And
I think it reported at 431.
yeah, they think they've got the solar panels tangled and they're not getting full power is what they're thinking.
Oh, okay.
But
what was the remember the call sign?
KI5 OLO.
KI5 OLO.
Correct.
Just gonna look and see what
-9.
You're probably going to get the same report that we all got, I'm guessing. It was like 11,300 plus feet. Is that the report you got, Mark?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 11,324 feet at Brooksville, which I know that you're going to know is exactly a few miles south of Tecumseh. It was last we heard it, and that was what, 4:30.
I think you're right, Mark. We're going to have to blame Billy on this one.
Yep, because he's in there somewhere.
Oh, he's just south of Tecumseh. He's right there.
Yeah. Shot him down. But they got to get off. They're going to send a second one off. Hopefully this one will show up tomorrow.
Okay. Same call sign?
Yeah, no, I don't know what the call sign is going to be.
Okay.
And this one hopefully will wake up tomorrow and do its thing. And then the second one's going to go off, I think, at the weekend. I don't know.
Are those all automated, Mark, or are they just manually launching them?
They're just manually kind of, here's a balloon.
Yeah, put it in the air.
Put it in the air kind of thing. And
gotcha.
I think they're getting tangled wires. And
that would explain the solar issue.
Yeah, I think patience is a problem. Yes.
But wait overnight and see what happens.
Well, now it's gonna have to just charge up in the morning is what they
right. That's what I'm saying. But like, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yep. But they should be off and they will do a second one to Madi or sometime this week.
Do they just have two that are going up, Mark, or
they're going to do? They've done one. This is 2 and 3, and then there's 5 total. I think is what they're aiming for.
Okay. Do they happen to have a site on their like from the engineering program or anything where you can?
Yeah, they. I had them on my. There's a URL in that stuff. Let me go look at it. I haven't gone to go look at it. OU. There we go. OU. Oh, they've just got the space. They've just got the aerospace mechanical website.
Okay.
But mine is w5nor.org/balloon. And that just has the same stuff that's over and over again. I should probably put in a deal that they win another balloon number 2 is up.
Well, I mean, the last place it reported, that's what we're all seeing, right? On the APRS top 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
South of Tecumseh. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know Hank Hemner lived in Tuttle.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry, I know you told me, but what was that guy's name?
Frank Hall. I don't know what his call sign is.
Yeah, I found him.
Yay.
Franklin P. Hall, 814 County Street, 2932. Yeah, that's just a little north of me.
There you go.
little northwest. A total of 4.5 miles. Now, he's a little further away from the repeater, but I don't see why he still couldn't hit it.
Okay.
I mean, if the antenna's got the gain that like my antenna's got, then it shouldn't be a problem. Because on full 40, I only push out 25 watts.
Yeah, he's trying it with a handy talkie first, and then he'll put a radio in.
He might still make it. Who knows?
Yep.
Won't know until you try.
That's right. That's what somebody said. I don't remember who that was. Don't remember who it was, but that's the right answer.
KI5AMZ.
Oh, is that his call? There you go.
Yeah.
Mark, I just sent you a DM.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have any transmit simplex here, but can you? Oh, they're on the repeater.
I'm just interested to see if I could get to you via simplex from before I put up the outdoor antenna.
Oh, okay. Well, when they shut down here on the repeater, you can just transmit on the repeater frequency and see if I can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, they're still on the net. Holy cow.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to do 146.55 or something.
I don't have anything programmed in this radio. It's a problem.
Yeah, see, I don't have anything programmed in any of my radios. It's all just VFO mode.
Yeah, but this is a mobile radio. You can't do that with. So.
Gotcha.
No, I'm gone it.
Well, I can just drop the offset and try to hit you direct.
Yeah.
Or try to hit you on the input if you can do reverse.
I don't think I know how to do that on this radio.
At the Connect Systems.
Yeah.
That big screen gives you VFO mode, I think, of sorts.
Oh, does it? That'd be nice.
I gotta put it back on. I took it off because I'm doing something, but
yeah, if you can do VFO mode, then we could do like 5.5 or 5.2 or something.
Yeah, I don't have one of those big screens. So
the biggest shortcoming on that radio is the fact that it doesn't have any capability of doing that in the standard format.
I didn't realize that, Ken.
On a CS800D.
Yeah, I've got
it's all programming via computer, basically.
Gotcha. So you can't manually program that at all?
Not easy. I don't know.
I've
never done it. But with a big screen, it has a lot of several additional features that you can.
Right. Those are
much
nice
more useful.
They're very nice radios.
Mine only works. I have to boot mine sometimes twice, so to get into the DMR Aries net.
You mean like hard shut it down and bring it back up?
Yep, hard shut it down, bring it back up. It won't.
Wow.
I can't get a parrot squawk on it.
Wow, it must have had a Windows 10 update.
I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm looking at. I got to go back and bring it up another level in firmware, and it's been a while since I've done that.
It was a Windows 10 feature update.
Yeah. Don't get me going there. Linux.
No, you don't even have to tell me. I've been putting out fires left and right for that nonsense, and I was like, "This is way below my pay grade," but okay.
Yeah, well, it gives people a lot of people work.
If you want me to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, it gives a lot of people work. If you build something bad enough that it needs a lot of service, then you have a lot of service.
Yeah, Microsoft is just making me money.
Yep. And IBM before that did the same thing.
I agree. I agree. You remember the good old AS400?
I still have one.
Yeah, I do too in my lab.
Yeah, all this computer stuff in 1968, we ran a C-141 flight simulator, complete cockpit with pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer, and instructor pilot on 6K of RAM on 2 computers, 2 CDC 924s with 2 and 4K of core memory. All the instruments, all the instruments.
But I probably wasn't even born then.
I know. But the point is, it ran all the instruments, all the controls, full motion, instructor pilot, flight engineer, all the instrumentation, motion, and navigation on 6K of RAM.
Yeah, and it was probably all RS-232 connections.
What
else would there be?
Yeah, right? Maybe serial.
It was, it had a paper tape loader, and you had to manually key the bootstrap in Octal.
Oh, those are the days.
And,
man.
and then run your 5 or 6 tapes, and it was, but it ran the whole bloody thing, and it was pretty good. But we didn't have Windows. Thank God.
The beauty about those setups were, as long as you had connectivity and you had secure connections between both devices, it always worked.
We didn't care about secure connections.
No. I meant secure as in physical.
Try to imagine doing real time with today's hardware, real time, a full flight simulator with literally 4 workstations in the cockpit, and motion and navigation, and drive a plotter. I mean, just try to imagine doing that.
I remember the days of the HP Direct cards when they could pop them into the plotters.
And then take away the all the RAM you have to play with.
Yeah, well, those HP Jet Direct cards had RAM on them.
But anyway, it's pretty amazing how much we have now compared to what we could do with what we had then.
I agree. Things
we
have
do a lot more. I mean, obviously we have, awesome graphics and, visual effects. We had a visual simulator of sorts. It was very, very crude, but
yeah, I've set up some of those new golf simulators, and some of the GPUs they use for those are just crazy.
Brutal.
They are crazy.
Ken, hey, Peter here. Ken, I was wondering if I presume the old simulators weren't they were just static calculations. They weren't dynamic, and it's a simulation perfect. It doesn't take into account a bunch of stuff.
If you were in the cockpit of this simulator, you would be hard pressed. You would be hard pressed to know you weren't flying the airplane.
Okay. These days, you can account for angle of attack on the pitot tubes so that it's got slightly different pressure, crosswinds, everything, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you could do a ton more, but the amazing thing was we did flight dynamics. And they were affected with flaps, everything that the aircraft had. They calculated it and ran it. They operated all the airspeed, attitude, the ADI, and navigation, everything on 6K of RAM. I mean, it's just hard to fathom that they could do all that. I mean, today we're spoiled, Yep, I got my chair rocking again, squeaking again. Sorry about that.
I feel like I'm going to automate myself out of a job if I keep going down the road I'm going on.
Yeah, I thought that 40 years ago.
Yeah, well, I don't know, with Ansible and Terraform, and now I don't even know.
Yeah, I thought that 40 years ago.
Well, Ansible and Terraform weren't a thing 40 years ago.
You won't. Yeah, you can't do the same thing. It'll be something that there'll be another need related somehow.
And by the way, 40 years ago, I was born.
Well, let's see, 40 years ago, I was just finishing college.
was in my
Drinking that
30s.
old style. 40 years ago, I'd have been working on that air conditioning problem on that ride.
Right.
Six
Was that
Flags.
was that the Rattler?
That was the Great America Screaming Eagle is what that one was.
I heard you talking about that when I walked back in the room, and I was like, "What if he's talking about the Rattler?" That was the big wooden roller coaster.
Well, they made that roller coaster a number of times. For us, it was called the Screaming Eagle.
Okay.
I don't know what it was called. I mean, they built that all over the place.
I think when I was
just
big enough
needed
to, I think when I was big enough to ride it, it was called the Rattler.
They just needed the carpenters. The carpenters needed to be doing the test rides.
I
The
agree.
ones that kept putting the boards back on.
Yeah. Actually, the test rides were done before the carpenters were finished. So they had to slow the cars because they didn't have enough bracing on it. And they found out they didn't have enough bracing on it by running full speed. and all the sensors got way out of whack. There was a learning
was fun.
experience. We were the first one of those that was built, and they learned a lot on our stuff.
You were writing Pascal code.
No, that was the industrial stuff. I have run a lot of Pascal code, but that was what are those industrial?
I thought
relays, the relay controller things. Those.
Oh, you mean like the control systems?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. What that
Ladder
was.
logic.
Yeah.
That's the newfangled point and click way.
Yeah. What was industrial?
Yeah, Peter.
Little
You know what I'm talking
modules,
about.
relay panels that just had all kinds of stuff, and it really wasn't a computer. It was just a bunch of individual.
Yeah, the PLC ladder.
PLC.
programming.
That's it.
Yep,
Program
there you
logic
go.
controller.
Ladder logic. Yeah,
That's
ladder
it.
logic. I just call it
Ladder logic. That's it.
Yeah, you got it.
That was
Leave it up to Peter to come up with that. Of
No,
course.
no, I Pascal was in the mid '80s. That was the new. That was all
that
the rage.
lasted a week.
Yeah, it didn't last long. I think.
But
I think
that was one of my classes. I mean, they did a lot of it teaching it in made me mad because they did a lot of teaching of that right after I got out. And I said, nobody uses it. Why would you teach that?
Right.
Oh, it's a great theoretical language. We don't care about no theoretical language. But they had a whole bank of these PLCs. This is a little tiny row of them that they would half of the building ran the ride, and the other half verified that the first half was right. So they were always getting verify errors all over the place.
So I take it you do everything in Python now.
I Python, PHP. I do a lot of C#, PowerShell. Just whatever you have to.
Yeah, I really only dove deep into like Python and PowerShell stuff.
RPG.
But, yeah, I mean,
in high school, I had already burned through 30 languages, so I don't have a clue what.
Right. So you're essentially full stack times 4.
Oh, times 1,000. Yeah. That's, I mean, because every 6 months it changes.
Yes, absolutely. That's why I got out of the cloud infrastructure engineering world.
Hey, Mark, the SCADA stuff sits on top of PLC, does it? Or
some does. Yeah.
Or some does. Okay.
You know, this is all industrial control. This is how you did everything.
Yeah, that's what we used in the oil field was all SCADA stuff.
Yeah.
And
man, back to ham. Yeah. No, I was going to steer real quick. Back to ham radio. Man, the prices it's really through the roof. You know.
What is that, Peter?
Amateur radio rig prices.
Oh, used stuff, you mean?
No, new.
What? It's going up?
I just looked at it. Okay, I've been looking at like the Kenwood. They've got the HT. That's supposed to be one of the better ones for APRS, the TH74. It went up $200 or 100 and something bucks.
What?
It's probably because the chip shortage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even even the old, even I've got the Yaesu 2980. It's just a basic 2-meter rig. 2 years back, the HRO was trying to get rid of them for like $100. I just looked around. It's like 142, and that's on sale.
Somebody must have figured out how to run Bitcoin with them.
Yeah.
I know the chip shortage has made everything go up, including, especially like GPUs and whatnot. But I mean, there's definitely a chip shortage worldwide.
Someone was someone was just telling me you're thinking of buying. It's cheaper to buy a pre-built gaming machine and sell the GPU that comes in it than trying to go buy.
Yeah, and you can pay for the whole device yourself. You just need a new GPU.
Yeah.
Well, if you're not a gamer, that's a good way to get a computer.
Yeah.
So that's perfect for me, but I've got too many of them.
Yeah, Ken. Oh, I haven't seen it yet, but there are a couple of people that have been doing a lot of DSP, even for amateur radio, on using the GPUs. It's on GitHub.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the digital voice, a lot of the digital cleanup, the noise reduction and everything else.
Or the encoding for DMRs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but and they're just basing it on the GPU. Someone it's a slight. Someone just really. I was just seeing this paper. It's pretty neat. Someone's got set up. Let me turn on the video here. For example, since I'm having video. Someone's got set up, like we're doing a Zoom meeting, and if everyone has a GPU, one of the high-end RTX ones, instead of sending video, instead of your H.234 compression, it takes the first picture, and everything else is rendering my face in GPU and sending that stream, and it's like 10 times less bandwidth or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, other than Bitcoin, I don't know who else would be. It'll be interesting to see. I'm sure someone will come up some SDR processing on the GPU soon enough.
My little dual core APU based system taxes my internet as it is.
Oh,
so probably don't need that.
Well, I mean, that Raspberry Pi 2 that I had in the newsletter today is running audio, from a software-defined radio out an internet link and just idles all day long. Those main processors are getting so good, who cares?
And another radio aside, and the FCC, I found a reference to the cores versus ULS. And if you've already if you already have your FRN and you're licensed, you don't need to go back and mess with cores. So that was a message from
That's right. Cores maintains the FRN. That's exactly right. And if you need to change, if you move, you need to change your FRN address.
Go. Okay. Oh, now see if you're on the Kenwood. Are you on the Kenwood page there, Mark?
Yeah.
Go to HRO and look at PH74. It's like, wow, it's like HP prices are back in the 60s again.
Is that a digital radio, Peter?
It's a D-Star and
okay.
Go type in D74. If you just type in D74. Well, this is discontinued, but
they keep jacking the prices. We'll just have to keep buying the Baofeng. They got the new one out that's compliant.
Yep. At 25 bucks.
$700.
Yeah, 700. Last fall when it was still available, it was in mid 500s or something like
I
that.
was gonna say, I think I saw it for like $4.99 or something.
Yeah, year before
Yeah.
that, when they were having sales, it was
Yeah.
below 500. I blinked again and it's like, because, oh man.
Gosh, I should just sell my 742A. I'm sure I could get some money for that.
Crazy. That's crazy. Well, Justin, did you do any radio stuff this week?
Nah. I wish. I took off, but I was working around here, getting stuff remodel, working on that.
On that new radio room?
No, on the main house. I'll get out here eventually. So.
Hey, Wayne, where are you located at? You say you're in Tuttle?
No, I'm actually south of Tuttle. I'm in Bridge Creek.
Okay. I just want to test this antenna when I get it up sometime this weekend and see what I can do via simplex.
Yeah, if you hear me on, give me a holler. I was actually, I looked you up a while ago and you're about 67 miles from me.
I'm actually not in Seminole anymore, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in Norman now.
Oh, well, that's only about 25 miles from me.
Yeah, we should
Oh,
probably.
Simplex would not be a problem.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I'm like right at 12th and Boyd.
Well, it's northwest or southwest? Or east, or let's see.
It'd be more like, I guess it would be considered more northeast.
Boyd. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about Norman. I guess that
I don't
would
know.
be-
I don't really either. I just moved here, so.
I know I worked there. I know how to get to work. I know how to get around Norman, but
Pretty damn close to the campus. I know that.
so I learned the hard way one time, right after I went to work in Norman, and they said, "Oh, you got to go down to this restaurant down on 12th Street." Well, I work on 12th Street. I work on Northwest 12th Street. I went down and I ended up in some trailer park. So they say, "Oh no, it's northeast 12th
Right,
Street."
right.
Whose idea was this? To split
Yeah,
the town in half.
yeah, exactly. I'm East Boyd, so yeah. But I'm sure I could probably hear you. I would hope so once I get that antenna up. So I'll definitely check it out. And Peter, I'll try to check in, maybe not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday on the 10-meter net.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna string a dipole up on that same mast with my vertical 2-meter 70 centimeter and see what happens.
So you guys remember Chris Turner, KC5 PIQ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard him in a long time. Wonder what's
Yeah,
going on.
PIQ hasn't been around.
Yeah, I mean, I just noticed he lives in Tuttle, but I haven't heard him in a while. I mean, of course, I'm not always on, but
I know for a while he was traveling for his work.
that could be it.
Yeah. It was a couple of months ago.
Because I remember he got his license just a few years ago, and then he actually, because his dad went silent key and he got his dad's call. He was talking about that on the radio.
Yeah.
Won't it give his new call in the ULS?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If you look up his old call, KC5, what did you say, PIQ?
KC5 PIQ is his new call.
Oh, his new call. Yeah, if you look that up, doesn't it show like previous calls? I believe it does.
Yeah, his old call, KG5 RSU. I was just saying that he used to be on the radio on the 706 repeater there in Norman almost every day, I guess, but then I hadn't heard him in a while.
he got a different job, is what his story
Well, if I'm looking at his bio on QRZ, he dove into ham radio head first, which he said his dad was a ham. Got a nice 60-foot tire with a big beam on it.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
the
he-
one that he's got the video of
Of
them racing.
using the truck and a ladder to hoist it up.
Hold my beer, watch this, never meant more.
Check out the scissor lift.
Oh yeah, hey Mark, on the newsletter, so the Broadcasterify feed is back on. Do you still have that pinging between 88 and 06, or it's just you have it tied down to 06?
I just have it on 06 now because 88's hosed.
Yeah, yeah. Go set up another one just for 88.
There's not enough volume. I would need to set one up for UHF is what I want to do, is put one up
Yeah,
for-
yeah. Set one up separate instead of letting it ping.
Yeah.
How long was it down?
I don't remember, week or two.
Okay.
I didn't even notice it, and then somebody asked about it, and I went, "Oh, it's dead." And it was one of those things. I went out and rebooted it, and I disappeared, and it ran for about an hour, and then it shut itself down. And
So I'm confused about that. In the newsletter, you say that it's linked to radio reference.
Yep.
But I thought that was the Broadcastify.
they're the same thing.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Lindsay Blanton runs both of those, and I think one of them is more the back end, and one of them is more the front end.
Hmm.
And I can never remember which is which, or they just have two different things, so you can do two different. I know that when I looked at it the other day, the Boulder County Sheriff was the highest listened to one when I was checking in on it during the shooter thing Monday. But yeah, that new way that they're handling those Raspberry Pis is nice. Gosh. You just
Would you just put the latest Raspbian on it or whatever they're calling it today?
Yeah, Raspbian was what this one was called, and they have a whole bunch of different. You can pick whatever distribution you want, and you just say drop it to drive D, and it loads the thing up, and you're done. Put it in your machine, boot it up, and you're there. In the good old days, you had to go in and put it on the drive, and then go load up Linux first, and then tell it, really, the SD-ROM is this big instead of this big, and hand load everything. You had to hand each of the SDRs has got a little bitty calibration that you have to do. You had to hand do the calibration. This time you just run a program and it figures out what the frequencies are, and it sounds a whole lot better.
And Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, I sent you a text.
Oh.
So I saw a video the other day. It was the coolest thing. It was a little bitty, I say little bitty. It looked like it was a little Raspberry Pi, but it was actually a digital hotspot that actually had a little bitty video screen. That thing couldn't have been 1 inch square. And it would do DMR and Fusion and D-Star and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember what the name of it was, but that's a pretty cool thing. I guess it was about $200 and something.
Yep.
But it was cool. It was $200 and something. Cool.
Was it one of those guys, Wayne?
This one had a transparent case on it, but
It's pretty much the same thing. It's got that little 1
No,
inch.
it's pretty much the same thing. The
LCD,
antenna
yeah.
screwed right into the top of it, and right next to the antenna was a little bitty screen, a video screen, like 1 inch.
Yeah.
Squared. Yeah.
Yeah, that one has a screen. If you
Yeah,
power
this has got a screen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all run the same software.
Yeah, it was a pie, just like everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm always watching YouTube videos on stuff that I can afford. But
I don't have any way to power it off my MacBook Pro, so
I have too many wants and not enough cash flow.
Last night's DMR, Aries Net, we didn't get off the downtown Oklahoma City repeater. We didn't get the first part of it. I'm suspecting there was a round of check-ins, and then Mark, you had some comments that you were making, then you came back. And you came on here at about, the last few words of whatever your first set of comments were. And then we had the ability, you came in clear, and after that it was working. Is it possible that something else was tying up downtown?
Could be. I think, didn't Steve Duskin say that it was a Verizon wireless connection?
I don't recall. Downtown, you mean?
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. And those MiFi kind of things can gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah, I put a link in the chat. That's what I'm talking about there. It's called a rugged spot next gen.
Oh, the rugged spot, yeah, they got a premium price on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They're sweet looking though.
Yeah, nah, you can go read on. Yeah, you pay 50% more for the word rugged.
Yeah.
They all run the same. They all run the same exact same software and hardware. So in the end, it's the only different one.
How do you get a cool case like that, though?
Just
Labs, I think.
You just type in clear case, or you go to Thingiverse. They have it. It's basically just layers of plexiglass that's been cut.
You really need to get Sam and his 3D.
Yeah, no laser cutter.
Laser cutter. What'd you say? What'd you say, Justin?
Is it C Labs that makes those cases?
I don't know.
I'm looking.
Yeah, you could just laser cut those. Man, I want one of those really bad, but oh well.
C4 Labs.
C4 Labs?
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
It's 10 o'clock.
Wow, no kidding.
No kidding.
That's
$14. See, Justin just saved you a crap load of money.
Give me the difference if you want.
That's just No, that's more than just a case, huh? That's a little pie.
This is probably just a case.
Well, the $14, I mean.
And that's just for the
And then
low one.
But you can get a Pi 4 now for $50 now, can't you?
Yeah.
I keep saying I want to get this, and then I think, well, what am I going to do with it?
That's what you need to answer first. I have 4 or 5 of them doing little tasks all over the place. And I don't need any more. I want some more.
Here's their ham radio cases in chat.
Oh, for the MMDVM. Oh.
Yeah, see that one case still $55. It's a premium case.
It's got the screen with it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah,
a Nextian screen, so it's multicolor. It's a nicer screen.
Wow, and 2.4-inch screen, the Nexion.
Screen included. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that would help my old eyes.
So it fits a Zoom Spot, Jumbo Spot, or N5 BOC Lone Star board. I've heard of Zoom Spot and Jumbo Spot. I've never heard of the other one.
That guy, N5 BOC, I think.
Yeah.
He's on some some Facebook groups, I want to say DMR Facebook groups, but he'll post whenever he gets a batch of those. It's a duplex on a Pi Zero, which is kind of unique.
Wow.
And I think he hand builds them, but he does something to them that's, I don't know. He claims the quality is better than everybody else. So
it's a MMDVM hotspot.
But a duplex on a Pi Zero is kind of rare. MMDVM duplex board.
Yeah, I guess, that's the one up from everyone else having a duplex.
Yeah. Usually the zeros are just simplex, I think.
Simplex. Mm-hmm.
Mine is just simplex.
Does it really matter?
Not really. I mean,
I could never figure out.
You can do 2 time slots.
Oh, you can't do 2 time slots on the simplex one?
No, you just do time slot 2.
Do you need to do 2 time slots?
Yeah, there you go.
No. I mean, even on the repeaters, I mean, if you're talking on one, you can't listen to the other one. So
because the repeater's not full of duplex.
Nope. Nope.
But I mean, as far as using it, like downtown, I don't know if it still is. But used to worldwide was static. And if you talk, let's say you had the Aries net going on Monday night, well, you can't listen to both at the same time anyway, because you got to choose one. So I was always of the opinion that a duplex board never really got you much more.
I mean, if you have 2 people in the house using it, I could guess that works.
I guess, yeah.
The one advantage of the duplex board is that you can transmit even, so you can unlink from a group that's busy and no one's leaving space for you to unlink.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Without having, instead of having to go into a dashboard or unlink, with a duplex board, you can set it up so that you can still transmit, you'll still listen, and you do the magic and unlink you from something like Talk Group 91 that no one was at least a couple of seconds to.
So you can unlink from the talk group without having to go through like Pi-Star dashboard?
You already can do it. You just need to send the 4,000.
Yeah.
You get 4,000.
But if somebody has the frequency, if they have the talk group occupied, you cannot unlink, right?
Yeah. So with the duplex board, the duplex, the unit will take your 4,000 command in.
Right. Okay.
Nice.
And drop everything.
That would come in handy because some of those get pretty busy.
Pretty busy.
Hey, Mark Klein, so no. Well, I guess let it evolve as it is. So no more DMARC era DMR etiquette around anymore, is it?
No more what? DMR?
The old DMARC DMR.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't even thought
Oh, yeah,
about that.
no. The etiquettes that was promoted back then. Remember about, leave a couple of seconds in between your transmission for people to key out. Identify which talk group you're on when you key up.
No, that should be there, but I don't listen to the crazy channels. That's still on our. It's still on our website that way.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, debug used to be pretty.
They'd have guys that would get on your case if you did it wrong.
Yep, the demarc. Yeah, demarc days.
Demarc police.
Yes.
I guess that depends on who's in charge and talking.
Yeah, here on the Facebook post, Squeaky Ken, it says that Steve Hazelwood said it's probably the cell modem probably needs to be reset, so it's on a cellular modem. It used to be ubiquity to his house, and I don't know when that changed. So we're trying to get Arden up there to do, and he just won't get up there and fix it for us. But oh well.
Try to build a Yagi and see if I can hit Norman direct. I don't know how high I'd have to go, but.
What talk group are you on?
I mean, for the DMR, try to hit Norman rather than downtown.
What talk group are you want to be
on? Just for the Aries net.
The Oklahoma State?
Yeah, state, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
3140.
But that's a case for a hotspot right there.
Yep.
That really is.
Well, it's a case for getting your repeater hooked up to a real internet service.
Your own repeater.
Well, when I lived in Northwest Moore, I had problems hitting the Norman repeater. And I had an outside antenna. Sometimes I still couldn't hold it.
Really?
Yeah, with my little MD390.
Oh.
I put a mag mount out on a car, and I can receive it sometimes. I can pick it up, but there's no way to get back to it.
There's N5BOC's page.
So you've wasted a whole lot of time on this place before, is what you're saying.
Do what?
You've wasted a lot of time on N5BOC before.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a good looking board.
And those duplex boards, and they go fast. I mean, he'll get a shipment in and he'll post on Facebook, and then a day or two, they're all gone until he gets another one.
So that just plows onto a Raspberry Pi.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have two antenna connect? Oh,
Duplex.
Oh, so it's got two different antennas?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just like a duplex on a regular Raspberry Pi would. Except it goes on a 0, which is, as far as I know, he's the only one that does that.
So this goes on a 0?
Yeah.
How much is that when it's in stock?
I don't remember. Let me see.
Go on my
$100.
Wow.
Maybe I should put a radio on my 0-turn mower again.
Man, you put a $5, was it $5 zero? How much is the 0 now? Nobody's bought one recently. It says $5.
Wow.
So a Pi Zero, $5. That gives you Wi-Fi, right? The Pi Zero.
Yeah.
So why is it called a Pi Zero?
They started with 1, 2, 3, and then this one was smaller, so they made it 0. So $5 for that. You got an SD card for $10 or so, and then $99 MMDVM. That's crazy.
And where is it at?
The MMDVM is on that N5 BOC stuff.
You want the $5?
Well, the Pi Zero, the computer that goes with it, is $5. The MMDVM is $99.
Hotspot module here. The MMDVM. Right.
Wow.
Hey, Peter,
Yeah.
did you, no, wait a minute. I'm looking at your APRS. It says SUQU7P. What is that?
Which one are you looking?
APRS.FI.
Yeah, on my
AG5DB-9.
the last one that I had.
It says 323 at 1927. Oh, I'm sorry. It says 323 at 2117.
Okay. Well, how did I explain that to, hold on, let me pull it up. That is a meta. I'm trying to figure out when that gets put out into the, I'm trying to figure out when that gets put out into APRS Phi network, but if you see a combination of, how many is that? 6 digits, 6 letters and numbers. It's just saying this person was heard at this latitude, heading this direction. It's a rough position before the main position indicator. It's baked into the APRS protocol. I had to go look that up the other day. I forgot about it. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, it says SUQU7P
Yes,
via
there's a way to
Norman W5GDL-5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually the SUQ, instead of that, it should tell you what my radio is, but instead of telling you what my radio is, it's like it's in the raw packet data that gives out a very quick, let me go compose my thoughts and back to you, but that's put out that's part of the APRS protocol, basically.
Part of the header.
That spits out a very rough position before giving the main position.
Okay.
Doesn't it just give like a packet burst at
It's
first?
like a header of a packet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got I
believe that's right.
Hold on, let me bring it up. Got way too many. I don't need that. Where is that?
Because I know when I send mine from my Android phone, it just pops up and it says Android.
Oh, okay, yeah. This one is from FTM. if you click, if you click on an earlier one, it shouldn't show the SQ. Oh, let me go back to APRS.
See, on mine it says apsdroid.org, and then it says APDR16 via TCP/IP. Yada
Yeah.
yada.
Yeah. So one of them is telling you who is.
It goes all the way to Finland. So, well, I didn't know my altitude was 1266.
Norman Airport is 1181.
It says that Peter is 1188. It says you're using a Mike E off duty. That's interesting.
Okay, so the Mike E is you're supposed to be able to set in there whether or not you are en route, off duty, a bunch of stuff. The one that you don't want to set is emergency, because it'll set all these flags and beeps everyone's radio.
Never quite understood all that. But... So are you using the FTM 400DR?
Yeah.
Okay. So I clicked on the little info button and it gave me a lot of other information. So is at that point you were moving at 13 miles per hour.
Neat one, if you go click on the side, if you go click on AG 5dB, oh no, it won't show the track length. I was going to say the other day I was playing around with sending Mark Klein an email.
Yeah.
On this.
You disappeared now.
Me?
No, Peter. I did a refresh and you're gone now.
Yeah, because the last time I transmitted was a couple of hours ago. You got to click on the show last 6 hours or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna hit the sack.
Yeah, that's that.
Tomorrow's another big long day. Good talking to y'all. See you later.
See you, mans. Be good.
Right.
Okay, take care, Wayne.
Yeah.
I'll probably do the same thing. If you guys want to sit and play around, you can, but I'm going to take you off.
Yeah, no, it's already late.
Yeah, it is.
Long day.